Hello. So, game's about to start. We're having this. They're just talking background about the graphics. But anyway, we'll get started shortly. Yeah, they're just sorting, but I shall be going. Yep, just discussing publish the desktop feed, but we're getting going shortly. Lots of fun in games. They bucket the graphics up. Yeah, the GUI's a mess. The GUI's a right mess at the moment. Indeed, they've really dicked around with all of it. What's even worse is I don't know about. Now this one's not so bad, but on some of the graphics, they've really knackered the what's the word I'm looking for? NCO, the NCO, and NPC. The NPC title bar has got the text is ridiculously small ones if you're using certain default fonts. It's very annoying. I can't resize this chat window either anymore. The chat resize button doesn't actually let you resize the chat window. Oh well, I'll give up. Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, I found it. You're right. Yeah, that used to be. Yeah. They've really screwed it all over. Brilliant. I mean, what annoys me is it's just like, you haven't changed it in 18 years. Give us some warning. Yeah, but yes, exactly. If you want to have a new look for the core RPG, fine, but just make it a theme. Don't change the one that all the other rule sets use. Anyway, I'm going to leave you guys to it. I'll be back in a few seconds.
Okay, well, we're just waiting for.
Why don't you just? Can you not turn that theme off? The one you're using.
The one I'm using.
Yeah, or is it built into 50?
I think this one was built in because it's a really old rule set.
This one's built. Yeah, this one's built into 50 Fathoms.
That's why I did. I separated out the theme from Rifts and the extension because of a.
Yes, but I didn't do that 15 years ago when I made this theme.
You need to do the same for supers though. Take the theme out of supers.
No theme in supers apart from the frames and the couple of bits of text.
Have you not got headquarters mixed in? A headquarters extension on top of the theme?
We need headquarters, don't you?
I know, but the headquarters should be a separate extension. That's what I'm saying. Because at the moment the theme doesn't currently work.
I didn't know that. I've not looked. You didn't tell me that.
Well, it's on the chat, but it's one of these points we were getting to. But how it's broken is really subtle. It doesn't do bold text anymore.
Bizarre.
So you can have a paragraph of body text and then if you just put a bold text like line in, it won't show up. It will show up as body text.
Well, now we can do about it right now. But what you can deal with right now is escaping from the Coca Mountains.
Cocoa Butter Mountains.
Escaping from the Coca Mountains. You've retrieved the jar of air that you needed to from the very top of the mountain, and it appeared that, with some very severe language from Josiah, that the rock had been scared off. But it turned out it had merely gone to attack some easier targets further down the mountain. And now that you've finally made it back to the Wraith, it has swooped down and is trying to, well, stop you from getting away from the Coca Mountains, having slain its poor little children. So, we will,
Little.
well, compared to it. So we are going to run this as a chase. You're all on board the same vehicle, so you're all only going to get the one card. Poor Josiah is still slightly knackered from having been forced to run up and down mountains the last few days, but the rest of you are pretty much okay. And all you've got to do is get away from the really, really giant bird that you angered by killing its children, taking their blood and turning them into flying potions. Not that
It
I'm
wasn't
suggesting
me.
you sacrifice Taris Tun to the rock, but you know, it might appease it. We shall see.
Hustle teasing.
Anyone feeling particularly suicidal and don't want to soak any damage taken by the rock? I don't. But they get
You asked
free
that for a
adventure cards.
specific reason.
Ah,
Well, they might bark the ship, in which case, yeah.
this sounds very much like Kralamos has a card that means he could get more adventure cards but wouldn't be able to soak any damage.
No, I'm saying I'm not going to play it. But if anyone else wants to take the card and play it, I will hand it over.
Oh, I've got a card for a spellcaster who wants it. It's awesome.
There you
Well-
go. Kay's just offered to take that card off you, Kev.
I'm not going to play it.
Well,
but I'll
I'm just going
take
to.
it.
I'm going to play that first.
Okay.
Yeah.
+2 to all trait rolls made to activate powers for the remainder of this encounter.
Do you have more card plays, Kev?
He
I
does.
do.
There you go then.
Gave to Solimas.
Oh, bugger. In that case, Solimas, would you give it to Kralamos? I gave it to the wrong tentacle dude.
I'm keeping it now. I'm keeping it. Which one are we giving away?
The spellcasty one.
Arcane Spike.
Yeah.
There you go. Go
Thank you
You've got
much.
it now. It's $5.
So
Right then.
that +2, that's everyone who has arcane powers, isn't it? Oh,
What's the product code for this product for your for whatever it's called?
well, 50 fathoms.
50 fathoms.
I'm
yeah.
not certain.
Got those.
Is it 11501?
Here's one for
What?
you, Elspeth.
It's not vaulted though, so it's. I mean, we could take the code apart quite easily.
Because if there's, I've just
Whatever
done
the
an
original
update and
product code
there's
is,
a
I'm just
load of
trying to find
updates
out.
extra that just come out.
Oh wow.
That's 2P10015.
Well, looks like the rock has got the drop on you and is swooping down towards the Wraith.
I don't suppose love interest would be of any use here, would it?
Oh yay! And he starts out with a crit fail. Let's play this as
Yeah,
we go on.
he starts with a crit fail, swooping all the way down to the water's edge and spraying water up, slightly obscuring you from its view and it from your view.
Overcooked it, did it?
Yeah, which means it's actually down at water level, which is what I'm going to give you with the critical fail there.
Hey, is it within cannon range?
So over to the crew of the Wraith.
Is it within cannon range?
Well, Terrace is going to do the only thing she can do is to help, is summon a Zephyr to try to speed us up a bit?
Yes, it is within cannon range. And summoning a Zephyr to speed you up will give a bonus to the boating rolls to get the ship moving.
Yeah, you can also distract it and
Yeah,
make it
that's
vulnerable
true.
with spell casting.
You can indeed. But at the moment, Taris is standing amidships, blowing really hard into the sails.
Yes, because that's exactly how that spell works.
That is totally how Zephyr works.
I'm
Yeah,
going to give a plus to the boating roll by making
just-
the sails catch the wind to the maximum of their efficiency.
Okay, so we've got two supports to the captain for getting the ship moving, which have given a total of +4,
Which is the maximum bonus you can
which
get.
is the most he can get. So that's Cray and Taris done.
But
Uh,
here's the thing: is it low enough to hit it with cannons?
Yes, I already asked and he said yes.
That's what its critical fail on its club card was. It swooped all the way down to water level, which ready to skim across the water to you, not realizing that you have cannon.
Bird and it doesn't know what cannon are.
So
Okay.
is
Fry is
find
going
out
to use
fairly
his
shortly, though.
athletics.
Yes.
so is lining
Fry's
up
going
fixed
to use his
weapons
athletics to
a
help
free
our
action?
gunner.
So Fry's helping a gunner.
Oh, go Fry.
So
Mr.
that's a plus,
Boswell.
that's a +2 to whoever's firing the guns. So what are you doing, Josiah? Are you wheeling
So
around for
is lining up, because obviously it's got fixed guns. So is lining up a free action?
lining up is not a free action. Lining up
Right.
is an
Okay.
action.
In that
Hold
case,
up, hold
what
up,
we're
hold
gonna
up,
do-
hold up, hold up. I'll use elemental manipulation water to create a swell under the ship, which will raise the side up to get the guns in line.
The
The guns are already in line, but
Oh. Sorry.
because it critically failed its athletics roll. But that would be a cool thing once it gets
No.
in the air again.
But it still applies as a support roll.
It does apply
Well,
as a
yeah, he
support
can
roll for
still.
the gunner.
It raises us over the waves, so we got a clean line of
So yeah,
shot.
you can certainly do. You can cast the spell. So that's going to be a +4 to the gunner. But
So
One power
we will
point.
still
So
need.
we are +4 on manoeuvring and +4 on gunnery.
We are indeed.
The intention from me is move as a free action, but first, as an action, we are going to bring the guns to bear.
Okay. So that is an opposed roll of your boating versus its athletics.
Hello. I see we've got some viewers. They've been running up and down, but I'm here now. That's
Is that
cool.
+4 again on this roll?
That's
Don't
up
forget,
to the
redeem
captain whether he's
bennies.
using the bonus
Might
to
let the
line
bennies
up
flow
or the
unless it's have
bonus
bennies,
for
but
the
don't
jet.
eat all
It'd be a
caps
bit
because
of a-
someone
it
got
would be a
banned
bit
for
of
that
a
apparently.
thing if we missed now. So what we'll do is we'll make an opposed roll,
Mhm.
taking the +4, which I haven't added in, but let's see what happens. Oh, it's nearly a 10 there. Did you see that?
So you're on an 11.
So I'm on an 11.
Oh, we got the race.
Sort of a 15.
He's out the way.
Oh,
So
well.
you just get your normal quarter of your guns to fire, unfortunately.
So
But they will still get a +4 to hit, and I believe it is Solomas has set himself up as the gunner.
so gunners rip.
Bada bing, bada bing.
Bada boo.
Bada boom. Which one am I using?
Bada boom.
Bada bing, bada
You'll be
boom.
using that.
Am I using the 4 cannons or the single cannon or the 2
A single
cannons?
cannon.
Yeah, and I finish off on if I get the race, finish off on a 10 for 2, but I'll move after he fires.
Yeah.
Oh, that got me a console error. Change. Oh, yeah, that's an awful lot of. Oh, yeah, I'm getting all sorts of network package errors.
Right. Okay. You're a gargantuan ship, so you shouldn't have got the +6, but you should have got a +4, which puts you on a +2. So that is a 4, which is actually a hit, but you still hit it, so you may roll your damage.
What size is it?
It's gargantuan as well, but so's your ship.
Right, okay. So hang on, let's have a wee look.
I'm not having that. Terrible.
Mm.
Have you loaded the 4C extension?
Doesn't the cannon have some sort of AP?
It does.
Yes, you have.
And I've loaded the 4C extension, and you're all on as passengers and what have you.
Oh, you
And
know
the
what? Yeah, I think it's because he's not man. He's probably not manned the guns, as it were. Because for me, Rafe
has
is
They're in my combat tab, single cannon. But
Yeah,
oh, no,
he
that's
has-
the
he has
problem.
manned the
That's the problem. He's put them in his combat tab as opposed to being actually manning the gun on the ship. Therefore, it treats it as his size to the rock, not the ship size to the rock.
Yeah, he is manning the gun on the ship, and I've just shared the Wraith with everybody, and he's on there as the gunner on the Wraith. So if you roll it off the base, it'll apply.
Because he's put the gun on his own character sheet. He's using the midget rules.
He's using the midget
and
rules.
unfortunately,
I didn't put anything on my character
apply.
sheet. 4C does that for you.
Yeah,
Oh.
it uses the
I
midget
apologise.
rules.
Anyway, the Wraith's locked for me, so I couldn't add myself anywhere if I wanted to.
It's did all my bennies and didn't do anything damage to that thing. Rubbish cannon.
Yeah. Well,
I blame the cannon.
Oh no, right, okay, fair enough.
I can certainly add you onto something if you want, and you are
No,
on
no, no,
the
no,
Wraith
no, no.
as a passenger.
Oh, I'm not saying that. It's just it's blank as far as I'm concerned. Hence my
So
confusion.
do you want to Benny it again, although it's a pretty tough roll?
Yeah, I've just shared the Wraith with everybody.
Solid math.
That's
He
fine.
didn't say he hadn't shared it. He said it was long.
A big ton of errors come up when you shared that.
Yeah, you
vote.
shared
Right,
it again.
okay.
Basically, you shared it again, and it's just locked, and there's no passengers, nothing on the screen. I see.
I can see the single cannon. Right, I'm going to fire once.
Fine. Not to worry.
Do
Shutting
the
up.
damage once more.
Okay.
But the theme for 50 Fathoms is now separated from the setting. That's what I just updated.
Okay.
Terrible. Let's see, it's not going to do it. Sorry, don't give me any more bennies. Actually, I didn't waste a benny, but there's a benny. I better spend it. Here you go. All right.
So you managed to fire a single cannon, but it
Did they do
splashes
that?
into the water next to the rock.
They've just done it just now. I think.
Yeah.
I said there was a patch. They've just patched it.
I haven't patched it.
They have. It's two separate things now.
Hmm.
Setting 50 Fathoms setting, and then a 50 Fathoms theme.
You've pulled away from the rock, and seems like it's still trying to recover from its power dive as it's going after you. What are you going to do, folks? Are you going to try and flee, or are you going to try and take the rock out?
Actually, I did split the theme back.
Well, we're only
June, it
3
would
cards
appear.
away, aren't we?
I
You
did
are
split
3
it back
cards,
in June.
yeah.
It would appear. Shutting up.
You've got 3 cards between you, yes.
We need to be 4 cards, and then we can
So who's-
escape.
I
Yeah.
know. So who's up next then?
You are.
Us.
You're up next.
It's just you haven't
Now,
started.
do I
haven't
need to
started your round, have
maintain
you?
this? Do I need to maintain this Zephyr? Apparently, I got a really good breeze because we're just clipping right along here.
You
Have
are
you
going along.
started the round?
I have not yet started the round. I have started it now.
Right, okay. I just thought the point I was missing. I thought, is that box?
No.
Right, okay. Yeah, go and last because it involves a move. So
Do I need to roll again for the Zephyr, or
If you want to keep it going, yes, I'm afraid you do with Zephyr. Oh, actually, no. Zephyr can be kept going with concentration, so you don't need to roll again, but you can't do anything else if you're keeping it going.
keeping it going? And it was
You can.
it was a raise last time, so
but she can roll as a support, can't you?
Yeah.
You can cast another spell. Maintaining spells doesn't require
Oh
concentration.
yeah, you
or
can,
just
you,
power
can, you,
points.
can cast, you can cast another spell. Yes.
so do I need to? What do I need to roll here?
Depends on what you want to do.
I want to maintain the Zephyr.
Then you don't need to roll anything.
Okay, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
I mean,
Because
one of the
apparently
choices,
I called up a nice breeze because we're just clipping right along here.
because you can always roll support or opposed roll. For example, you could cast Becarm on it, and it might distract it.
Casting Zephyr on it might distract it as well.
Yes, yeah. Air turbulence or loss of lift, and it might upset a bird.
I'd rather we just get the hell out of here. Thanks.
Okay. Taris is filling your sails with hot air.
I'm up here
Cray-
waving my arms around to generate a breeze.
Cray is obviously being discombobulated by your breeze, as he's not doing very well with his athletics rolls.
I'm blowing him around on the rigging.
And until the rock's gone, it's not going to swoop back up into the air again. So you'll still be able to fire at it without additional penalties for it being up in the air. So Fry and Kralamos, what are you up to?
Fry is going to continue helping the gunner.
Mhm.
Not quite so helpful this time.
But you are assisting, so that's going to be a +1 to Solomas for firing, should you wish to.
Spend the action to turn the other way.
Okay, so you're trying to line up the other side. So I need to beat the 12. And then that's for
Oh.
moving, which gets you
No,
nowhere.
that's just turn. That's a turn. don't-
Right. So who are you supporting there, Kralamos? Have you muted yourself, Kev? I'm going to assume that was a support for the gunning, which means Josiah has. Well, you've got a success. So if I manage to fail my athletics roll, you've lined up for the broadside.
Success should have to fail though. It's not likely.
No, we will see how it goes. And the defender wins the tie, I'm afraid. So again, it's just going to be a single cannon able to fire. But with a +1 from the assistance of Mr. Fry. That is, unless Solomas decides he's going to be lining up for an aim to take a better shot next turn.
No, I'm going to hit it anyway, no. But can you share the Wraith again? I should just put it on my shortcut. I didn't.
Yeah, just a sec.
So air a time.
There you go.
Ooh, didn't happen that time.
That's because I just dropped it on Solomas rather than shared it to everybody. So just a single cannon to fire, I'm afraid.
Bollocks.
Hang on a minute. That is actually going to be a hit because you're not gargantuan, you're huge, and you had a +1 from Mr. Fry's assistance. So were it not for Mr. Fry saying, no, don't fire yet, you'd have missed, so you get to roll damage. Oh, but it's just a glancing blow. You knocked off a tail feather, and that's about it.
Be by gum.
It's a big, tough thing. Go down through all you lot, and the rock swoops up into the air and is chasing after you with all the might its beating wings can make. Swoops considerably closer. And this could be bad for you, as the rock then gets a joker. It swoops up into the air, does a barrel roll and a flip, and then swoops straight back down towards the Wraith. And this time it's not going to move as an action, it's going to move as its free action.
Oh, look at that. And he got the raise and he combat.
Got the raise, so it's in combat with you. It dives down and claws out, reaches out to grab hold of the crossbar of the mast, which is a fighting roll against parry 2. And it's grabbed hold of the mast of the Wraith. You may not make boating rolls to sail, I'm afraid, Josiah, because the Wraith has been picked up. You're not that far off the water yet, but the rock has grabbed the Wraith and is starting to beat its wings and lift you into the air. Crew of the
Fry's
Wraith.
going to go next. I'm going to
Okay.
use my
Hang on, I'm just
fighting
going to bolt it.
intimidate.
Well, Fry already said he's going next, so let's see what Fry does, and then you can bolt it.
Fry is going to attempt to intimidate this birdie bird
Okie doke.
with his fighting skill. We will Benny that. We will Benny that.
Well, you've still got a success there because you've got dirty fighter.
Yeah,
haven't you?
I'm wanting
You
big
want the
whammy.
raise, are you? Yeah.
Actually, those are all threes. I don't have any successes yet.
Yes, you do, because with Dirty Fighter, the Fantasy Companion version, you get +2 to
Oh,
fight.
that's right. I get a +2 on that, don't I?
As a success, so he does have to resist it.
Ah, there we go. There's my raise.
But there's your 8, so he will try and resist that with his agility.
Oh, really, bird? Screw you.
Yeah, unfortunately, the gargantuan bird is not that bothered by the child waving a harpoon at it. But then Kralamos turns around and blasts it with a water bolt. And you've hit it with a raise.
I know, but I'm just trying to work out which one. Need that one, the heavy weapon AP6. That's 18, right? So I need to spend a penny and try again, don't I?
You do, yes.
Got heavy armor, so it has to be a heavy weapon.
It is a heavy weapon. I'm spending 8 power points on a bolt.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
8
Benny's
power
get to
points.
reroll the damage.
Oh,
Water
look
son.
at that.
Oh, that could be good. Oh, 24.
I don't know. I do not know why. I've got the rock target. I thought I had the rock targeted, but it's not seeming to target it.
Well, the damage went on it, and I don't know why it's not taking it as a heavy weapon, because it should be.
Well, I'm dragging it on, and I think dragging it on isn't making it. It means it stops being a heavy weapon.
I think
Did it
it
on
does.
the combat
Well,
tracker day.
yeah, that is enough to hurt the rock, which means it does automatically drop your boat.
10 power points.
And having dropped the Wraith, it hadn't got you very high into the air, which is probably good for the Wraith, because the Wraith is going to take damage as it drops. Where's the bash damage? There we go.
Remember, we got the extra tough wood.
Oh, you have got the extra tough wood, and if that 2 had rolled the other way and been a 6, that could have hurt you. But you go down with a massive splash. There's water flying up everywhere. I will have an agility roll from all of the PCs, and then a boating roll from the captain, please. Okay, I'll let you re-roll that one as agility, please, Josiah.
I think Fry's gone overboard, but that's okay.
Yeah, Fry
Oh, right,
has
I
indeed gone
thought you
overboard.
went, right, you went to roll an agility. That's even worse, right? Okay.
Okay, so Josiah won't be making a boating roll unless he bennies that, because when the boat falls and rocks around, both Josiah and Fry are thrown overboard.
Yeah, I was up on the mast trying to beat on the claw, and when it hit the water, I just fell straight in.
Fell straight in. Oh dear. So there's Fry ungrouped. Now,
And which means I'll drop the Zephyr now, but we fish the guys out.
okay, so that means Josiah is now also overboard. So I see no Benny's being spent. Which means we're going to need somebody else is going to have to take the helm, or next round.
yeah, Josiah has no
All right,
pennies.
I'll take it. I can boot.
Yeah, but surely we've got to waste time getting them back on board first.
Yeah, if
Well-
I drop the Zephyr and they're fishing the other guys out, can I attack the rock?
You can, yes.
I'll try and
I
hold the
don't know
boat
if
steady
this'll
to help them
work.
get him aboard.
Because I hadn't tried this spell because I just learned it.
So, well, Cray, if you're holding the ship steady, you'll need to make a boating roll off the Wraith.
Sorry, I rolled that off the wrong place. I'll roll it off the correct place.
Just means any wounds and handling it's got will apply to you.
Oh, error messages are plenty now.
Oh, I hit it.
There you go. I'm going to Benny that.
He's slow. We certainly need him. Thank you, Bewildered Badger.
Well, let the bennies
Didn't do
go.
any damage, I don't think, but
Thanks, Matthew.
You did not do any damage, I'm afraid. And did you upgrade that to being a heavy weapon?
no, I didn't.
So it wouldn't have hurt him anyway. But you fired a bolt. Out of interest, was that an air bolt or a fire bolt?
Firebolt.
So fire flies up into the air.
With glowy bums? Oh, do you not mean that
Yeah.
kind of
Well,
fire?
if it sees the fire, maybe it'll get scared off because, man, I can singe its feathers.
Yeah, narrowly missing it. Josiah and Fry have already been this round, so we're going to, since Cray was holding steady rather than moving on, we move on to the next round. And Josiah, you're up first. You're in the water near the wraith. And Fry, you have a complication on the 4 of clubs unless you spend a Benny to get a different card.
Well, if I'm up, am I in the water?
You're in the water, yes.
I'm in the water.
So the question is, what are you doing?
If I'm in the water, I'm going to try and grab onto something.
Okay.
Although there's not really a lot I can do. Hopefully.
Well, you could always make an athletics roll to swim back for the wraith if you can. Cray was trying to hold it steady, but obviously didn't get to the wheel quickly enough to heave around. So it'll be
Make
quite
an
a sprint to get
athletic
there.
roll to do bugger all.
To do bugger all, you're treading water and little else. You're going to need someone to help you out of there by the looks of things. And has Fry has avoided the complication as we move on to the wraith. So those of you left on the wraith, you got your captain's overboard, as is the cabin fish.
Didn't I already do an attack on the rock and fail?
You did an attack on the rock that failed last round. We're on to the new round now.
Somebody fling the captain a rope. That was
Yeah,
aimed at an MP.
run to the side and toss a rope overboard for the
Oh.
captain because.
Sounds good. So chucking a rope, that's throw-in. So that's going to be an athletics roll, which will support his next roll to get back out of the drink. And the rope splashes into the water quite close to where Josiah is. He'll have to swim a little way to get to it, but +1 support there to Josiah. So we've got Cray and Kralamos and Solomas are still on board and yet to do something. Cray, are you sailing on, or are you going to be trying to line up with the rock, or are you going to try and heave close to where the captain is to
Heave
help him get
close
out?
to the captain.
I'm going
I'm
to
gonna
use. I'm going to use elemental manipulation water to use the waves to push Fry and the captain onto the rope so they can grab it, so we can keep running while they hold onto the rope.
Okay, well, you can only support one of them with it, I'm afraid.
No, elemental manipulation. I've just manipulated the water so the waves pull them towards it, don't I? I'm not actually supporting them. I'm actually passing the spell to push them towards the rope.
Oh, go on then. I'll allow that then. So it's not a support roll, but it will keep them with you if you sail on. So
Yes.
Is it too
Crazy.
late to play
That
a
was the
card?
logical. That was the crazy idea. Yes.
It's not. It's only
I mean,
too late to play a card if the card says it's too late to play it.
So any of the support roles that we're doing, just double.
Okay, so your support roll gets doubled up to +2. So Cray, thanks to Kralamos using elemental manipulation water to provide some kind of water pressure differential to suction them
The
along
body
with you.
surfing.
Your boating roll will give a +2 to one of them to get on board, and you can still try and sail on away from the rock if you want to.
Oh.
So which one do you want to support getting on board?
The one who's not naturally good in the water.
So that would be Josiah. So Josiah's now got a +4 support, and you may make.
And he's an
boating
old
roll.
man, so he's like probably
You may-
huffing and
yeah,
puffing.
You can make a boating roll as a free roll to move on if you wish to.
Yeah. Ew.
Athletic support roll.
I can do better than that. Hold on a moment. I just need to move that because
Yeah.
I tried to
So
drag my
sorry, did
Benny
I
on it
get a
and everything
support
went.
roll to climb on board?
You do, but not. It doesn't apply until next round because the support rolls happened after your action.
So,
Oh.
But thanks to Kralamos, you are dragged along with the Wraith when
Oh,
it
right, okay.
sails away from the rock. Because Kralamos was using his elemental manipulation to keep you being pulled along in the wake. Fry, Solomas is next. What do you wish to do, Solomas?
Help the old man back on board the boat.
Okay, in which case you tell me how you're helping the old man on board.
I'll lob a rope him, I suppose. Yeah.
You're lobbing a rope as well. That's going to be athletics then.
Oh, he can't give us a bonus though.
Yes, he can because the teamwork card was played, which means the support rolls are doubled. Not that he helped you. I think he might have hit you with that rope and then dragged it back in again. So you're still on the +4 support.
Oh, maybe. Okay, that worked. Boom.
That did work. So that gives you another +1, which is double to +2, giving you a +6 support. Because with teamwork, you can have +8 support because all the support rolls are doubled.
Teamwork.
Fry, nobody's helping you, but that's because I think they think you can swim really well.
Yeah, no, I can swim just fine. That's not a big deal. Actually, I would like to grab. Probably
that'll
going to be a multi-action. I would like to grab Josiah and the rope, so that we can both be ready to be pulled aboard next turn.
Yeah, that probably is a multi-action. So they're probably both athletics rolls, though.
Okay, so to grab Josiah, give that another shot.
Lunch Benny's flow. Thanks, Mac.
Oh, bother.
We needed
Really?
the rock. The rock is hurting us.
Okay, I didn't get a hold of Josiah. Sorry,
Tried to cheat. I
you're gonna
got
drown,
get away
dude.
with it.
But you do get a +2 for the swimming yourself because you're a natural swimmer. So you do get a success. So you can get on board if you want to.
No, I'll stay here in the water so I can help Josiah next round. But I will
Okay,
get a hold of the rope good and solid.
No, I hate you, Mac.
You've got hold of the rope good and solid. So there's going to be no need for elemental manipulation to keep you along with the Wraith. But unfortunately, Josiah doesn't have that benefit. The rock remains shaken, so it can only do 3 actions. But it is going to continue to chase after you. After all, you did nasty things to its children.
Got a console there.
And the rock flies closer while you're trying to recover your crew.
Anchored static height ignored for control, defend, button, and window class combat tracker pending test.
That'll be because Solomas did a test, did an athletics roll, and I didn't apply the test because it didn't matter because it shouldn't have been one.
No, I think it's I think they've done something that's broken the height thing.
Broken tests, right?
Well, not broken tests. I think it's the height modifier because it was about height modifiers. Are you still using the extension, or have you turned it off?
I've turned it off as far as I'm aware.
That's okay. I'm just trying to work out what it was. Sorry.
Right, so the rock is going to do its free action to swoop closer to the ship again.
I'm never getting away from this bugger. Oh, console errors again. Yeah, anchored static height ignored. Yeah.
Oh, and it's grabbed the Wraith. So, Josiah has now been left alone in the water. Fry is dangling from the bottom of a rope from the bottom of the Wraith. And the Wraith is being pulled up into the air. That wasn't quite the Wraith, so it doesn't get to 2 levels of...
all hands, attack its feet, make it let go.
Yeah, actually, it is fast. It is the extensions. I've just seen the combat tracker. Right, shutting up.
Right, so, Josiah, I'm afraid that +6 support to get you back on board the ship has pretty much been wiped out on the grounds that the ship isn't there anymore.
Have Josiah go on hold because Fry's going to slide down to the end of the rope and try and grab a hold of you.
We can do that.
Oh, this.
So just if Josiah goes on hold, yep. Fry, I think that's going to be a multi-action athletics again to slide to the end of the rope without dropping off as the rock is beating its wings, pulling the Wraith up into the air, and then grabbing the old man at the bottom.
I know.
And can I
Come
bolt
on.
it again to see if I can
Let's
set
not fall off the
cinch
rope.
its wings or
Oh,
whatever?
that should have been. You rolled foot too far. I'm just going to burn through my bennies here. Let's just go. Ha ha. Nope. Okay, I fall off the rope.
Yep, Fry's gone splash.
I'll be honest, I'm not feeling confident we're going to survive this one. So,
But
Well,
Taris-
I will at least still try and grab a hold of Josiah, so
Yeah.
that we're like together. Okay. Nope.
I was so waiting for you to roll a double one and just land on his head.
just land on his head. Yeah.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
well, so was I, to be honest.
Okay, so well, Josiah, you can come off hold any time you like, but otherwise we're moving on to those on board the Wraith, which does include you, Taris. If you want to,
bolting the
Yeah,
rock.
and I'm going to spend the extra power points to make it a heavy weapon this time.
okay, and
Bolting
so's
rock.
Kralamos. Kralamos hits the rock with a raise.
I'm not wasting time rolling here. I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm just going to.
Oh
And
my
I
god.
crit fail.
Oh dear. Right. So
I know exactly what's happened. That's not good.
Hey, that's not
Kralamos.
good. That's
That
not
is-
good.
that is well, let's put that damage
You know
on
why I
the.
can't? I know. Yeah, and you know why I can't target? Oh, yes, I can target the rock. There I am.
You have shaken the rock with that, Kralamos.
I might try. Might try one reroll.
Okay.
What's my crit fail do?
I'm going to come to that in a
6
second.
rolled.
Well,
yeah,
you were
shook
trying
the
to
rock,
hit the.
So
I
hopefully it
blame
drops
the
it
lack
again.
of AC here, and it's 90
The reason Fry fell in the water is because you cut the rope.
Oh, it's worse than that.
Yeah, I think I know exactly what.
I think the rope has been cut because you know the rock has grabbed hold of the ship by the mast and is beating its wings, and you fired up and you've hit the ship.
Oh,
Exactly
great.
what I thought.
Actually, am I
So-
wasting power points on AP6? Or?
You might be. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you, am I? So would you roll damage, please, Taris, for your bolt?
Oh, I
You're going
didn't
to
roll
burn
much
the
better.
ship. That's good.
You didn't roll much, but you did still hit it. So the Wraith is on fire.
Oh, great.
Well,
One of your sails is burning.
Sorry,
that's
someone
man,
ha-
put that out.
Someone hasn't created a character for next week because we'll need him by the sound of things.
Well,
Panic.
Cray's yelling at Solomas to put that fire out.
You know, Taris might have to go nuclear here.
Does a shaken rock drop the boat?
A wounded rock does. A shaken rock has to make a strength check,
Okay.
which it only fails on a critical fail. I'm afraid.
Well, I'm going to grab a random crewman, whoever happens to be stood closest, and say, "You take the wheel." And dramatic piratey music is going to start up as I swing on a piece of rope, and I'm going to wild attack the bastard in the tendons, holding its claws closed.
Dramatically
Yes, I'm doing a
piratey.
cool shot.
You
for a
can't
weak
hear it,
spot.
but dramatically piratey music is now playing.
Oh,
Hurrah!
Oh,
Okay,
shit, you have to watch
so
later.
you're doing this as a cold shot to get through the
So
folds in
the
its
boat
skin,
don't
past
drop
the armor, yes?
on Josiah.
Okay, so that's going to be you can maneuver around the ship with your rope monkey without any problems. Your attack will be at -8,
holy smegoli.
but it is gargantuan, which will give you a +6. So effectively, you're only at -2.
That's slightly better. Have any adventure cards been played other than the one to add for cooperative roles? Is that the only one that's been played?
Ace has been played.
Ace has been played, has it?
Yes.
Oh, well then.
Look at that! You hit with a raise.
I hope that was a cold shot to the eye or something.
It was a cool shot to the tendons holding its claws closed.
Oh, good call.
Right, roll your damage.
Get to manually turn on the raised die.
Yeah.
Wild attack that I did, that +2.
Yes.
Any other pluses or just that?
No, that we'll call it a vulnerable point as well, so we'll give you a +6 overall with the wild attack.
Thank you. Oh, for fuck's sake.
I
I'm
beg
going
your
to be
pardon?
Bennying that. Sorry.
What would your son say?
I'm sorry. You can
Bloody
respect me
Belfast.
later.
GM gets a Benny.
Oh.
That was a good Benny spend.
That was an awfully good penny spent.
From 10
Wow.
to 42.
I think you just killed
Cut
the
it,
rock.
you just cut its claw.
Oh, except it's heavy armor, so it won't do anything.
Yes, it will, because that was a called shot to avoid its armor.
Oh, good call.
Which
Had
does
cut an artery.
I think you may have cut an artery. That does 4 wounds to the rock.
Oh, that won't
Now,
kill it.
it being a gargantuan creature, that is not enough to kill it.
It's taken 5 wounds though now, hasn't it?
It has taken 5 wounds, and it does drop the wraith.
Huzzah! Well done, Cray.
Thank you.
So
stop
nicely
the
done, Cray.
dramatic pirate music.
Oh, it's absolutely essential.
Oh,
Having
God, I've
this
got
ringing
conviction. I
on
forgot
fire
about
got
conviction.
him motivated, right?
I forgot we had
Right.
conviction. I'm annoyed now.
However, the wraith is shaken and on fire,
I'm being piloted by an
and
NPC.
being piloted by an NPC who's now got to make an out of control roll. Give me just a moment.
Give him a
Somebody roll
support roll, but we got them all athletics rolls because the boat landed in the water again, or not?
We will be having those in just a second. But let's have somebody roll a d20 for me.
I've turned them off. I can't.
Number 15, that's not a PC. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It is Horan Hal that has gone and grabbed the wheel. And for some reason, when I click on that, it comes up as a new NPC, which is completely wrong. Yeah, stuff is balked here.
They really have broken it again.
Yep, when I click on Horan Hal inside the Wraith, it just comes up as a new NPC. Let's go
We'll
and
just have
find
to
it.
I got him,
manually
I got
do
him, I
the
got him.
Modifiers.
You've got him. Boating roll for Horan Hal then.
Uh-oh.
Crit fails.
Oh no.
No, not a
No,
crit
he
fail.
does not crit fail. However, we do have an out of control roll as has happened, which may make the agility rolls a moot point, but we'll find out. Vehicle out of control. Oh, everybody on board is distracted, which is going to make your agility rolls a lot harder. So now, Taris, Kralamos, Cray, and Solomas can all make their athletics rolls to not get knocked overboard. Taris is fine.
Now, my question is, do Josiah and Fry have to make athletics rolls to not get scooshed?
I was considering that, but I thought, you know what, I'll be nice. But if you really want to, I'll let you.
I
I
wasn't
didn't
waiting.
say I wanted to. I was
blowing
concerned
along.
about it.
I was blowing along with the boat, not under the boat.
Well, with you being distracted, I'm afraid, Kralamos and Cray, you are now both overboard.
Seeing as we're
Okay.
in a bit of a pickle, right?
You're definitely in a
But-
pickle.
But the bird is now bleeding
It is.
profusely and it's on fire.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering
Can
if
the
I
fire on the
played.
ship have been put out by landing in the water with a big splash?
Roll a d6.
I was wondering if I play the peace card with the bird have a change of morale.
It might do. The fire on the boat is not out.
Oh, it's worth a try.
If you want to play the peace card, I think the rock will go to being neutral from being. So yeah, I think
It's on fire. It's bleeding, and now it's on fire. I think as an animal on fire, it's going to freak out.
Oh, it totally is. And unless you guys attack it again now, I think it's going to decide it needs to go home. But we do have now 2
Killing
more
these
people
guys
overboard.
is no longer worth it.
Yep, it's. They've really upset me, but you know what? I'm fine with that.
I can always lay more eggs.
Yeah. So Cray, when the ship dropped, you were flung away from the topmast. You got up to the fighting top, and you were flung way clear of the Wraith as it comes down.
Mhm.
And Kralamos,
Okay.
you'd got yourself into a position to blast this thing with a nice clear line of sight and everything. And as the ship comes down, it rocks heavily over to one side, and you are flipped over the
I
edge.
go into a perfect swan dive and barely ripple in as I end up in the water, even when distracted.
And
Your
out of
tentacles flowing
nowhere,
behind you.
yeah, out of nowhere, 3 walruses appear, all holding up signs in their flippers saying 10, 10, 10.
The GM deserves a penny for that one.
Right, so finally, Solimas, you're the only person that's not actually done anything this round. You managed to hold on to the ship as it came crashing down.
Yeah, like
More
an
and more
athlete, double backflip.
Yeah, more and more
Who says
people are
I'm
now
orderly?
overboard.
Help the old guy on the boat again.
I
You help the old guy.
take it all the crew in the water as well, aren't they?
Quite a large number of the crew are overboard as well, and the
Get the
wraith is
captain
on
on board
fire.
first, and then and then me and him can rally the twats in the water, and
Okay, give us an athletics roll then.
I'm pretty sure if you're going to call them that, that's not going to be a particularly
Obviously, I'm
encouraging
not going
rallying
to
sentence.
say that to them, am I? I'm going to say Slarty Bartfast was here, and they're going to go, oh.
Okay, so Josiah, you now have a +2 to.
As a presentation on all the fjords he wants to show you.
Yeah, you got a +2 to your athletics roll to get back on board, and as you were on hold, waiting, the ship's splashed back down again already. You can grab Solomas's hand and try and get on board if you want to.
Yes, we will request interrupt and roll at +2.
Go on then. This is where you critically fail and pull Solomas off the boat. And now Josiah is back on board.
You needed the +2 though.
He did need the +2. Right, let's pop you back on the race.
Captain.
So Josiah's back on board. And we move on to a new round. Oh, Fry! Pennies for everybody as Fry gets a joker. And look at that, Kralamos. You very nearly had a complication. But not quite. So, Fry.
Okay. Cray does not swim so well, so I will go over and help Cray back onto the boat.
Okay.
Swimming with athletics.
It is. But, as far as Fry's concerned, nobody swims well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, thank you.
Anyone want
So, Craig-
anyone want a virtual joker? Hasn't played an adventure card this game.
I'm all good, but
Well, if you've still got a card play, I've got the play this card as if you played a joker.
Are they still getting the double on their support rolls? Because that card should still be in play. We're still in the same combat.
It's not for the combat, it's for the round.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
I was
Yes, you
going to
did want
repeat
seize
it,
the
but
day.
Ace was so much more useful.
Yeah, that's fine. That's just because I can't play any more cards, and I've got to seize the day if anyone.
Neither can I. But
Right, so the rock starts flying away.
Let it go. Let it go.
It won't attack anymore.
Right. The crew of the Wraith remain pretty much shaken. They're all sort of panicking a bit. They're not doing much.
Yeah, we're pretty banged up. We'll go for a no-score draw on this.
Which does mean, since nobody's there, nobody's issued any orders to them yet. No /DMG 2d10. No, the fire is not going to
Yes, it
do any
will.
damage. And
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I thought you could say the fire's not going to go out. It
No,
rains.
well, the fire does go out on a 1 on a d6.
Oh, it does. In that case,
any-
I don't need to
Yeah.
empower points to make it rain. Shutting up.
Yeah,
Sorry.
the fire's not going to do any further damage to the ship with a 6 on the damage, and it burns out, but
we
mostly
did damage
because
the ship.
the ship was damaged. The
Although
canvas.
just before that happens, one of the crewmen
I was
says,
going to use
that
arcade
wasn't
spike
too
to
bad. It could have been worse. It might be raining. Let it look, and it starts raining.
He was going to use
I was-
arcane spike to use the weather
Mend the
modifier.
ship. No, I was going to
Oh,
use arcane spike to
mend.
cast mend,
Ooh,
but I can't because I've used both my cards.
you have. So those
Very
on board the
good.
Wraith then. We've got Josiah, Taris, and Solomasa on the Wraith. Fire has gone out, but the crew are still somewhat panicking and in a flap. Half of them are overboard.
Want us to help get the rest of the crew on board, isn't it?
Okay.
We're off the Coca Mountains at the moment, aren't we?
You're near the Coca Mountains, yes.
Yeah. Well, so which was part of the old. That's still part of the old. I forgot the Kira. I forgot Kira.
Part of the Kieran Empire, yes. That is right.
If we're nearby, it's probably quite shallow. So while they're sort of starting to pick up all the other crew, I might dive down and see if I can find anything interesting on the bottom. On the bottom there, any interesting items, or just look
Okay.
around. Why not?
Well, if you're not going to be targeting the wraith, targeting the rock, which is possibly the sensible thing to do.
Oh no, I just thought I'd just dive down at that point because so I don't know if I see anything, but if you feel like I see anything, that's fine. But if I don't, I don't.
Well, let's see. Do you see him? Oh, you do.
Well, Fry is going to shoot at the wraith, but I don't think he cares about one finger.
Okay. Is your finger guns, is it?
Finger gun.
No, this finger points straight up.
Ah, right. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Flipping
You're
it
giving
off.
the bird the bird.
Good, somebody picked it up.
Calling it the bird's an American thing.
It's totally an American thing. I had no clue what it meant when I was over there and somebody said it. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Haven't you seen Top Gun?
Long time ago.
So it's flying away now, and you know what? I still haven't learned what the letter or the number of the day is.
7.
You know, it's really difficult to do stuff in this chat box and whisper things to people when you can't actually see the chat box.
It's annoying, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's really
You
annoying.
could log back out, disable the theme, and then it would work.
The theme is separate.
Separate now.
Okay, it might well be
The
worth doing
theme
that.
was separate in
Are we
June
leaving
of
the
this
fancy
year.
grounds
I
then?
separated it in June this year.
Yeah, I'll log out and log back in and check. And make the theme.
Yeah. Did they push it as a
I'm
hot
going to
fix
take this
though?
opportunity to get a drink. Then I've got a
If they
really
didn't push it
Right.
as a hot fix. If they haven't pushed it as a hot fix, then running updates won't do anything. The theme was
No, but
always separate. I was mistaken. Obviously, I split it out in June this year. Obviously, when they told
Ah.
people
Well,
to
they
do so,
do have an update running.
Yeah,
they do, don't they? Let's run it.
yeah. Why not?
There's lots of updates, yes. They've been patching
Don't make it worse. I've said it.
I don't want to update.
Just update it, it's alright. You'll only get the superpowers update if you don't update.
So we're playing the rest of this 50 Fathoms campaign using GURPS 5th edition.
Did you just load the wrong rule set by mistake?
No, I didn't.
So I just worked out today the Harrow deck breaks the Savage Worlds card deck, so that's annoying.
That is annoying. Right, let's see.
Fix it.
I don't know how to
Okay,
fix
yeah.
it.
Let's turn the
But
theme off.
what's really weird is the Harrow deck reuses the Harrow deck reuses Akil's adventure deck code to make it work. So I don't know why the Harrow deck would break the Savage Worlds card deck when the adventure deck doesn't. They must have done something funky, but I'll have to get Moon Wizard to have a look at it and fix it.
Let us know when we can log back on.
I will do. I'm just loading up again now. I'll tell you when it's there. There we go. We're in. And we have a chat window.
Hurrah! I don't know how they managed to break my theme's chat window. You know what I mean? What they must. I don't know how that happened.
I bet it feels very personal.
Well, to be honest, they've fucked up so many of some of the graphics I've spent hours on over the years. That these days, I'm afraid I have a very short fuse anytime they change the graphics, because all it ever does is screw up all the stuff I spent ages lovingly crafting on. They just come along and bugger it up, and they've done it repeatedly over the years. So nowadays, I take them. It's a sore point with me.
Bastards doing upgrades. God, making Fantasy Grounds better. I can't believe it.
No graphic changes. I don't care
Yeah,
about.
of
I'm not talking
course.
about
That's all
upgrades.
the people who, all them Muppets who whinge and say, but Foundry's got this, you know. So they're trying to make it so it's got all the things that Foundry's got, plus
Oh,
the.
he's saying the F word. He's saying the F
You
I
see,
word.
said the
yeah,
F
No.
word.
you say the F word, but it's not my game. So
On this game, it doesn't matter. But yeah, so the people who whinge and go, oh, but it hasn't got pretty graphics because that's what we need in life. So they're making it so it's got the pretty graphics for the whingers. So just be happy.
yeah, which is fine, but make it a theme. Don't change
They're doing what
the
they're doing.
core
They're
rules.
making everything backwards compatible with all the old shit, which is
There's
what they're doing.
people that are going to whinge about every damn thing, so I just ignore the whingers because it's
You're right,
like,
actually. I'm having every. I'm watching. I'm at 400 of
they're
518
lucky. They're
updates.
lucky I don't treat the whingers around here like I did my kids. Like if they whine in public, it's like I'd start singing.
Well, no, it's when it's the one that hurt the most was when they changed the sidebar. You know what I mean? You consider that I'd made 20 or 30 different graphics for every single rule set, and they made one change, and sort of so 300 pieces of artwork I'd done just got blown away in one update. That was the one that hurt the most.
That's harsh. Really
Don't get me wrong.
harsh.
Don't get me wrong. I don't disagree that the new one is universal and goes across rule sets and all that. I understand it, but it doesn't make it any less painful.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. You didn't know the theme, but that's fair enough.
That was the point, wasn't it?
Somebody has to say it, but the real
Yes.
elephant in the room is we need an in-house Savage Worlds rule set.
It is. Of course it is. That's what I've been saying for a while now. So I'm going to have to sit here and work out how to fix the dimming theme, aren't I? You know, that's the only other thing that annoys me is they keep breaking stuff lately, and people keep asking, "When's Crimson Throne coming out?" And it's like, when they stop breaking things.
You finished that yet?
No, because I'm halfway through books. I'm halfway through book
every
6.
time he gets close, they change something. And he's got to go back and redo half of what he's done.
I've got this thing. I don't know if anybody else has got that. I've got a rule, but I'd never ever talk about release schedules ever. And if you know, I get somebody, I'll pop up a message. Oh, when's this happening? And I'm like, I have to bite my tongue, like, because I know exactly when it's happening, and I don't say anything.
Well, that's the point.
There's nothing worse than saying, oh, that'll be next Tuesday, and then it doesn't happen, and then you get hate mail. You know what I mean?
I'm not. I'm not answering it when people. I'm deliberately not answering because I worked out today. I'm at 50% through. Well, hang on. What page? An 80-page book. The problem is, by the time you get to book 6, there's definitely sort of fatigue as well, which makes it worse. I'm on page 45.
It gets monotonous. I think I find that if you're working on a new setting, it's quite fun. But if you're working on an extended
I've
setting,
got 5 people logged in and 4 characters selected.
doing a series of books for the same settings is a real drag.
It has to be said, actually. I did do some. Maybe what I've just downloaded. Oh no, maybe what I've just downloaded on the SVN is actually what broke the 50 Fathoms theme. That's okay. I'll go to my backups because I'll have a backup before I did the update because I might have the non-broken version still on my backup disk. Happy. Okay. Do this sort of thing underwater. I would take it we're saying the rock's flown off, so the encounter's ended, or are we? Oh no, we're still on the same round. I'm just wondering, do I get a plus? Do I get to claim a +2 bonus still on arcade rolls? That's what I'm asking.
You do not, but yeah, the rock has flown off. The encounter is over.
Okay, well, I'm going to spend 3 power points in 10 minutes.
Okay.
Water.
Well, while that's going on, up above the water, everybody else is getting hauled back on board the Wraith and so on. And once you're taking stock, you will realise that, yeah, Kralamos is nowhere to be seen.
They say, right, we'll sail off. I'll get most upset.
Does Fry want to have a look at him?
Yeah, Fry's actually going to look over it into the water because I know Kralamos. I haven't been with him that long, but I know Kralamos.
If you can't see him, Fry, you're going to have to go in.
Well, you can't see him looking out in the water, no.
All right, let me see if he's hiding somewhere. Fry will jump in and see if he can
Can we
find
put a rope?
Kralamos.
Do you mind putting a rope on you before you go in?
Too late.
Okay, we'll have a notice roll from you then, please, Fry.
Roll from Fry.
Sweet.
Nope, can't see him.
I think I see the ship.
You see the ship, possibly because you hit your head on it on the way down.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you can't see him anywhere.
Take it back.
Okay,
Yeah.
Fry will surface again and say, "No, I don't see him. I guess he drowned."
I can't drown.
Yeah, but maybe Fry doesn't know that. So,
Thomas would know I can't drown. Hint, hint, hint.
this is true.
Yeah, I know
No.
he can't drown. So he's under the boat doing what? Sniffing the water? Talking to the seals
Maybe
that come
he's
up.
having a call of nature. You know, he's just gone behind the kelp or something.
Maybe he's got eaten by a shark.
He's got a shy bladder. You can only wee when there's no ships
He has
within
to
a league.
poo under the boat where no one can see it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you're just kind of holding position for a while and waiting, and after sort of 15 minutes or so, Kralamos surfaces.
You didn't drown.
He's
He can
probably
breathe underwater,
constipated.
dude. He can't drown.
And he's got a
He's a
kahana
fish,
with
man.
him.
What?
Kuna Makata.
He's got a kahana with him.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, that's going to be cause an issue, is it not?
We've already
Daddy?
got a kahana. That's what Fry is.
Yeah, he was injured. Well, we'll get him on board and then we'll find out what's going on.
Okay.
Oh, right, so this is one of them. Right, okay.
Now, he is wearing the tattered remains of human or Masaquani clothing. And while it looks like Kralamos has healed him somewhat, his back is horribly scarred up, and he's clearly been in a very nasty fight. He's lost an eye as well. And he introduces himself after thanking Kralamos. My name is Walleye. I was swimming north. I was trying to find aid from Kira, but I must have lost my way. Where am I? I thought I should have hit the Kiran coast by now.
I think you overshot it.
How far have I come?
Can we
Please.
bring out the maps
Couple
and show him
days.
where he is? We're near the Coca Mountain.
He asks if you can show him on a chart where you are.
Do that.
You can.
Yeah, yep. Way up north in we're in Cold War.
You're up there. And when you show him on a chart, it's kind of hard for a Kahana to go pale, but he manages it somehow. And he says, but I swam from the coast of Torath Kar. We needed help.
You swam that far?
I don't remember how long ago I set off. I just knew I needed to find help.
Do you know what the date was?
I don't have letters and numbers.
Oh.
I could. McBride. I was with the McBride expedition.
Danny McBride.
No, Angus.
Do any of us know of this expedition?
Anyone can make a common knowledge roll.
One's not here.
And I think Josiah can probably have a +1.
I've got an 11.
So Solimas, Cray, and Taris have all heard of the McBride expedition. Angus McBride is one of these crazy earthers, apparently from a strange, dangerous country called Scotland. He was known for telling tales of being a great hunter back on this planet Earth, where there were, and apparently in this Scotland where he comes from, there are creatures called tigers and elephants, and
Scholars.
he hunted them. And when he heard about Torath Kar, he swore that he was going to tame the so-called savage land, and put together an expedition to Torath Kar, and was never heard of again. That was about a year ago.
You've been swimming a year?
No, not nearly that long. We made land on Torath Kar, and
Bitches.
we made land on Torath Kar, but we were attacked by the Red Men. There are still some folks there. We had a walled compound, but McBride went out saying that if he was able to kill the leader of the Red Men, they would stop their attacks. He has not come back. We had no ship, and the only way to get a ship to come to us was for me to swim for Kira, it being the closest place, and I hope I haven't failed them.
Well, we'll have to see when we get there.
You mean you will come and help us get away from Torath Kar?
I look at the captain because it's really his decision.
We were at Torath not too long ago, and
It's a big place. It's not like we looked through all of it.
Yeah, I mean, we went to one little spot. Or correction, you went to one little spot.
Oh, you were there. And Fry knows full well that the ship that he was sailing with didn't have any Angus McBride on board from this legendary dangerous land of Scotland where there are tigers and elephants.
Lions and tigers and bears, oh my.
Oh my.
Of course, it's not true because the haggis ate them.
Well, clearly.
You didn't buy, I guess.
The haggis is a wild creature found in the Scottish Highlands. It's distantly related to the pasty, which is found in the wild on the moors of Cornwall.
Cornish, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the haggis is far more vicious than the pasty. The pasty's quite a tranquil beast, really.
It is. It does things directly.
So,
But this is because the haggis is royalty.
Found the 50 Fathoms adventure deck.
You found it.
I found it.
congratulations.
Well, if you send it me and I can make it work, we could use that one next week. But we'll see. Well, the seems that Cray is looking at the captain with us. So, what are we going to do with this random Kahana that Kralamos has found then?
Well, we'll have to
really gotta
take
quit
him
bringing
with
home
me. He says
strays.
rolling 2 failures in a row at common knowledge. So yes, we'll have to take him with us.
We have a pit stop on the way to drop something off, but it's in the right direction, so it shouldn't slow as much.
Okay, so you've picked up another passenger, but fortunately you have space for another Kahana. And with the rock, I wouldn't say safely defeated because the ship has taken some damage. You are able to now sail on. Josiah, you'll finally get a rest after your walk down the mountain. And time to support your captain, folks, as you will need to sail on. Your next stop is on the point to the east of Braven.
Oh, let's wait till our next carousing. I'm going to be telling everyone about how I defeated a rock single-handed.
Okay, so Fry, you're clambering up the lines, putting up a new sail from the one that
untying
Taris
knots,
burnt.
things like that. Yeah.
Kralamos and Cray heave to, yelling at the crew, as does Solomas. You've got your maximum +4 bonus there for your sailing for today. And is Taris getting involved with a Zephyr spell? And Taris brings forth a mighty wind, giving you +2 to your movement. So it's a boating roll at +4 for Josiah.
That's what you get when you spent so long recently eating at Arfk.
Mm-hmm.
What a mighty wind! I was thinking that. Yeah.
Yes,
exactly
definitely.
what I meant.
Well, you have the full plus your full bonuses. You can move 7 spaces on this day out of the Coca Mountains, and it is an uneventful day's sailing.
It won't let me move the token.
It won't let you move the token.
Oh.
This is probably because Cray is the captain at the moment. Let me I can change that though.
Might be it, yeah.
Let me go into the Wraith and make Josiah the one in charge of it. Okay, see if it'll let you move it now.
No.
Did you open
Open what, dear?
the window?
Mm-hmm.
Roasting it.
Right, let's take the Wraith off and put it back on then. See if that makes sense. Right, can you move the Wraith now?
No.
Okay, it's balked. I don't know why it's showing as shaken. Right, so can any of you move the Wraith? Somebody can.
Yes.
Who was that?
That's me. I did the first 3 and somebody else grabbed it off me for the 51. Okay, was
Yeah, I can move it and all.
Okay, so why can Josiah not move it then?
'Cause he hasn't updated Fantasy Grounds because he's scared.
That could
Yeah,
be it.
he didn't update Fancy Grounds, did he?
Maybe that's it. Right, so after the first day's sailing, you're still off the coast of the Coca Mountains. And you can support your captain again, folks. As I take away the provisions that are used.
Yeah, I'll do a backup, and then I'm not going to update prior to push to QA.
This time, Fry is keeping an eye out in case there's any big birds that come after us.
It's possibly a good idea.
hold on to your chips, it's a seagull.
It's bigger than a seagull.
Oh,
Right, so that's the full +4 bonus. Taris, are you bringing the Zephyr again? Taris is still full of hot air, and
I'm pissed off about having set the ship on fire, so I'm making up for it.
so you're just trying to make up for it. Well, that's another +4 to your boating roll, Josiah.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a bad place to be. It's a bad neighbourhood we're in.
It is. Which means you're getting your full move of 7 again.
Side. 7. I'll do it. Can
Full move of 7 again. Yeah, he can't do it.
Update.
Oh.
bringing you just off the coast of Peltos.
Have we dropped off the cargo we were supposed to? Oh, yeah,
No.
we do that further down,
We've
don't
got to do that
Yeah.
down at Braven, haven't we?
Yeah,
but you
you
don't
might.
want to go to Paltos
you-
because Paltos is the imperial prison.
I thought we needed
Yes,
to do it about there rather than down the coast there.
Well, yeah, roundabout there. That was an easy point for me to just bring the pointer to. But yeah, you should make it there today.
Yeah.
Cool.
So support your local captain, folks.
I don't believe I've just discovered something else that's broken.
My ability to support.
And
Well,
Fry's.
that was almost a crit fail for Fry.
Yeah, Cray and Fry are having a bad day of it. Kralamos is not doing too bad. Taris is keeping up with the super powered Zephyrs.
I'm
Wow.
trying to like have them all forget to
Whoa.
set the ship on
Yeah.
fire.
You're just proving how good you are. Looks like
Solomon
Solomon-
says-
So
Well,
the failure was a
using-
one-off,
I
guys.
notice you've got a bit of lint in your pocket in the bottom of your bag in your actual trousers in your chest, buried
in the cabin. Yeah.
in the cabin.
10.
Yeah. So that's a 10.
Solomon
So you-
is just standing on the front of the deck, staring down into the water, diving off to basically nuts sharks with that notice, Rob.
Yeah. And yet again, no encounters on the sea, not a
You know
sail
what?
in
It's 'cause he's
sight.
not in all the sharks.
Yeah. So you get a move of 7 again.
Gets us off the coast of Braven.
Yeah, I've come to the
Let's get
conclusion the
your
reason why I
first
can't move it is because the map itself is bugged for me because I can't scroll on it, I can't draw on it.
Eh?
So I try and reshare it for you.
No, don't bother. Just we'll carry on. We're winning.
Just about to move it to the full 7, but Russians are sailing in circles
Right.
around the coast.
Sailing in circles there and back.
I mean, hang
You
on.
have
Wait a minute.
visual pleasures, don't you?
Is that
Signalling
we don't
them.
want to go any further south than that, do we?
No, I was just
No,
going
just
to. I was
east
just going to
flying.
sail us out there and then sail us back because we had 7 movement. And, it took us 5 to get there. So the idea was we would sail slowly down the coast. You see,
Mm-hmm.
Do
signalling
we
as
have to
well. we
wait?
don't-
Do
Be
we have
a
to
little
wait
less
to dark?
suspicious about it, you mean?
Yes,
Do we have to wait
exactly.
to dark
You have to wait till dark and
and
send
then
up
fire the
flare.
flare?
You do.
With a 10 on the boating roll, the captain managed to make the Wraith whistle as it slunk across the water in the most
Mm.
unnoticeable way.
Yes. So you wait till dark and send up. I'd like a spellcasting roll from Taris to send up the flare using elemental manipulation. Because if you critically fail now, you are going to set the ship on fire again.
Oh, love that.
There's one. Oh. No, it was clearly a one-off, setting the ship on fire.
Can
So
I
Taris-
suggest? Can I suggest?
Never used the challenge for. Sorry about that.
Can I suggest whenever Taris wants to do this in future, we put her in the jolly boat before she does it. That way, she can't set the main ship on fire because, well, I suppose it'll land on it. No,
Can't. That sounds like a challenge.
That
Yeah,
is
it goes
That's
badly
okay.
enough sideways. I can still set the ship on fire.
Mm.
you know when you said,
Hey,
"Oh,
I
it
wasn't
gets
gonna
dark,"
set
I
a
miss.
elemental, but I figured a fire elemental would set the ship on fire, so I didn't do that.
Excuse
do
me. I'm
miss-
very sorry.
Do miss when you say it gets dark, being able to make the whole fancy grounds
Go
interface
dark.
No, we're
go
gonna have to have
dark.
all these guns
do
loaded
miss
with.
that.
We're gonna have to have all the cannons loaded with canister rounds.
You haven't everything loaded with canister, okay?
Aye, because we ain't gonna move off. We're gonna
No,
get.
can I suggest? Sorry, battle intelligence here. Everything on the coastal side should be loaded with canister. Everything on the seaward side should be loaded with cannon shot. Because if a ship comes in, canister won't do us any good.
Well, I know, but the whole point is we can manoeuvre anyway, and they're going to go straight for boarding. They always go straight for boarding.
If they're coming in, okay. But I figured we've
The
got one side with
Kieran- the
canister and one
Kieran
side with shot. We can
board
be flexible.
everything. That's a standard operating
fair
procedure.
enough then.
They board
Okay, shutting up.
everything.
Mm.
Mainly, you would think it would be a clever plan, but it's mostly because they're looking for money, looking for a bribe to bugger off again.
So, up goes the flare. An hour passes. Another hour passes.
He does.
And then because Solomas is still the keenest eye today, Solomas sees a flare go up in response,
What?
and a fire is.
One person, a Benny? What?
Amberby, you are very evil today.
Give one person a Benny. Okay, I will give myself a Benny.
You didn't say the GM, you said one person.
Well, is the GM not a person?
Yeah, am I not a person?
No, you're not. You're
No,
you're,
you are not.
you're an evil entity who doesn't give out bennies when people make really classic comments. I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about everyone else. I vote Fry, by the way, because he's only on one benny.
Well, I rolled for it. I rolled a D6 and counted across the top of my screen, which means that Benny goes to Taris Tun,
Who's got the most Bennies?
who's got the
Yeah.
most Bennies, unfortunately.
Oh, fate is fickle.
Fate is fickle.
Thank you, Bewildered.
And now you've got to give everybody Bennies.
Right. I'm ignoring Kevin B from now on. I'm just going to delete his message before anyone can read it.
Oh, and
What,
take a Benny away from somebody else?
Yeah.
Who's writing this?
Yeah, that's not how it works.
Everybody gets a Benny, and then
Well, that's not how it works. And, I would have taken a Benny away from me, but I'm not a person. So, can't possibly take a Benny away from me. So, yeah, Solomas, you've seen the responding flare go up, and a fire has been lit just up on the tree line. And you can see a couple of figures near the tree line. They're starting to
let
make their
them
way
know.
down to the beach.
Inform everyone else so they know, so they're not left in the dark.
Hmm. So you are now aware.
There's people there.
There. Okay.
How are you going about getting this cargo onto land?
I mean, they hadn't prepared for.
Well, you're the
Can we
you're
go
the ones that got the ship and the boat.
instead of loading the cargo on the boats? Why don't we just go ashore? Somebody needs to go ashore first and have a chat.
Say what?
Just to make sure this is who we think this is.
Because I would hate to put the whole stuff on the boat and then find out it's not them and then have to reload it all back on board in the middle of a gunfight. So,
I don't think that would happen.
so I mean,
You have
let's
met me,
go-
haven't you?
Don't want to, but I don't.
so
Okay,
let's
so-
go ashore and ask them if
So, are you the people we're supposed to meet, or are you pretending to be them? What they're going to say? Yeah, we're just pretending.
when you go up to them, do they say, "Listen very carefully, we shall say this only once"?
No, they don't.
So you're looking for Kirsten Cook? Oh, right. No.
So who's going
No.
ashore?
It's whether they say, "Do you want cake
Not
or
sure.
death?" Then we're in trouble.
Mm.
Yeah.
There is no.
Mind you, that was the British Inquisition, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah. So we're expecting them, so they can't be the Spanish Inquisition.
Well, absolutely.
Are they carrying a comfy chair?
Not that you can see.
Yeah, but it means now because
Oh,
we're
well, we're all
expecting
good.
them, maybe the Spanish Inquisition will be hiding behind them.
Maybe. So who's going ashore then?
I'm not sure.
Captain's going, surely.
Fry will go ashore. He's big and brave.
Yeah, so Fry and Josiah are going ashore. The captain and the cabin fish.
Probably
Anybody
insulting
else?
to a Kahana.
Oh,
I'll come up.
Terrace will, because she doesn't
Yeah.
want to hang around with the crew complaining about the fire.
Okay. And Solomas was going. So this leaves Kralamos and Cray as the officers on deck, while Fry, Taris, Josiah, and Solomas get in the jolly boat and head to shore. You are met by two Massaquani, who are just standing on the beach. And one of them tips his hat to you and says, "Good evening." And the other one, who's a slightly elderly Mataquani, shuffles forward and says, "I am the one you are supposed to be meeting. It is I." And he raises his glasses. "Leclerc."
So I
What
take
would
it
the
this
context
is,
be?
th- this
In
is
what
the
way? It's just us
resistance,
all
the
sitting around
resistance.
playing a very boring game of
So
50
we've
Fathoms.
brought
Jeez.
your paintings for you.
Pirates and Magic.
Yes,
Apparently
the
it was
paintings
inspired
and Grail
by
artifacts
the original
you're
trailer
expecting.
of
Yeah,
Pirates of
Grail
the
artifacts
Caribbean
and
when
wood
the
carvings and things
were
like that.
zombies
It's got-
walking on the waterbed.
We have your
We
payment
get-
waiting as soon as the artifacts
Welcome, hello,
are
and welcome.
on the shore.
We also brought a couple hard workers that want to join you.
I see. And who's
I don't
vouching
remember
for
bringing
them?
on.
Well,
I look over my shoulder at the captain.
we took them off. They're escapees from the mines of the Coca Mountains, so that if by facto they're enemies of the state. They're
They'll have
wanted
no love
men.
for
They
the
don't have
whale.
anywhere else to go.
They'll have no love for the whale. Very well.
Absolutely not.
We will take as much help as we can get.
I think they'd rather die fighting than die in the mine.
Very few make it away from the mines in the Coca Mountains.
Their timing for them was very fortuitous.
Very well. Let us start bringing the cargo ashore then.
I said that from a very great distance. I've just
You did say
realised
that
I
from a
wasn't
very great
there.
distance away.
Somebody else said that. Wasn't me, clearly.
Now, your jolly boat can take one load of cargo at a time. And you've got 8 cargo spaces, so it's going to take about half an hour for moving each one.
I want to be up in the rigging, keeping an eye out for trouble.
They send some muscle out with us to load this up. You know.
Don't we have some grail?
Well, if you look on
No,
your
he
party
died.
sheet- No, you've got some grail. You picked up more grail at
Of course we did, yes. We picked up
Enough.
more, didn't we? Yeah, enough.
if you look on the party sheet, the grail are on there, as are the escapees. And if you want to try and persuade any of them to stay with you, you're welcome to do so. But that's up to you. But
We get back to the ship and they start the loading. I'm going down and having some tea.
yeah, you've got Blarg, Grunk, Hack, Cough, and Snurk are all the
Cough.
grail that you recruited.
I can't see the Rafe.
It's on the party sheet. If you look on the other tab. of
Oh,
the
yeah,
sheet,
Party
it's
Alice. Do you know the irony is that's right in front of me right now?
That's the problem. It's just too close.
Yep.
Yeah, it was just
the
right there, so I couldn't miss it, and so I did.
And yeah, the top 5 are the escapees.
Back away. Jack, Colin, Hind, and Lopan.
Right, so the first 2 loads of bone carvings are taken ashore, with the jolly boat going back and forth. As the cargo makes it to the beach, more of the resistance come and carry things up into the tree line. After a second hour, I will have notice rolls from everybody, and Solomas gets a +2 to that notice roll.
Or 9.
I'm below deck drinking tea, so I don't see.
Fair
Right,
enough.
it's obviously borrowed the telescope.
I
Mhm.
thought I had taken it to the crow's nest, but clearly not. Fry, wow.
It's my fisheye lens.
Oh,
Oh. You can have a penny for that.
Awesome.
So, I mean, while they're going back and forth
What's the betting? It's a Kieran warship
While
coming
they're
for
going back
us.
and forth.
So, what do we encounter?
Well, Fry, you're the one that's playing with your fisheye lens, and you can see you've been watching these Masakwani and a couple of humans that are with them lugging the guns that you've run up and down the beach, and you spot another group that are a bit further up the beach that just seem to be skulking in the tree line.
Good, I get to fire the canister.
Oh, spies. Probably work for the
I will quietly point them out to somebody who's a little more in charge than I am.
Okay, well, you were on the beach, so you probably point that out to the captain who's with you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll kind of wander in the captain's direction and say, "Psst, there, look there."
If you want to be subtle about it, Josiah, I'll need a stealth roll from you to not sort of stare in their general direction and make it obvious they've been spotted. Okay, so you keep it subtle. So Fry's pointed out, you reckon there's maybe half a dozen, possibly more, Masakwani or human figures a little way up the beach. All
Carrying comfy chairs.
well, they might be carrying comfy chairs. They're definitely watching what's going on.
They dressed in red.
You can't
can't
tell.
see.
It's quite dark. It's quite dark, and you can't see them.
I know. I'm shutting up.
So, what are we going to do then?
Who are you asking? Because you've got you, Solomas, Taris, and Fry on the beach. You've probably got a couple of Grail on the beach who are lugging things off the jolly boat as it comes in and goes out.
Can I send up a flare to alert the guys on the ship that we've got some unknown company?
You certainly can do. It'd be well.
Be a
Everybody
little bit
will
obvious to
see
the
the
bad
flare.
guys.
But well, the jolly boat is going back and forth. You know, if you
Well,
send
they
a
can
message.
just carry a message. I'm not going to send anything to let them know we saw them if I don't have to.
Okay.
Have we had enough time to rest to recover the PowerPoints I spent?
Oh yeah, you've had a couple.
It's
You've
been
had a
several
couple of hours
days.
rest.
We had 3 days. Yeah, I did mention
Yeah.
I did mention PowerPoints earlier.
Yeah, you'll always recover PowerPoints when you're sailing, apart from one casting's worth of Zephyr. But you've been resting on the beach for a couple of hours while the cargo's being unloaded, so you've got all your PowerPoints back. So what message are you sending back then? Because I know Kralamos is champing at the bit to just fill the woods full of canister.
Yeah, but if Taris is sending a message back, the message will be, "I'm setting your ship on fire again," won't it?
Maybe.
Just sending a message back that we have unknown
Oh.
company, so stay alert.
Okay. So that's the message you get, Kralamos.
Okay. No direction though, so that doesn't help really in terms of firing the canister shot, does it? Not to worry. We'll man the guns anyway.
But the stay
I'll,
alert would assume be prepared because this
Yeah.
could be.
Yeah. If that message
I'll
comes
start-
onto the ship, we can look for them.
I know. I shall. I shall basically start shouting orders, getting the gunnels raised and the cannon rolled out, and getting other people up the
cannon.
up the masts.
We'll have a barrel of boom.
Okay, well,
spot anything on the shore.
Well, and then while you're getting that done, Craig can keep an eye out and see if he can spot. Now that you know that there's something to look for, might be easier for you to spot them.
Yeah.
Sounds dramatic. Maybe we should have some music, pirate music again.
And this time, now that you know there's something to look for, you do spot a group that are moving around in the woods, and
Skulking.
yeah, they're definitely skulking. Absolutely, definitely skulking.
You see them from the ship?
Yes, Cray has spotted them, and since they failed their stealth roll, Cray didn't need the raise to notice that they appear to have, well, looks like they are putting together and limbering up a cannon.
Father canister, round the canister at them.
Yeah.
Fire! Okay.
Light them the hell up.
Father first gun, fire!
Okay, give me a shooting roll.
Well, it's not me doing it. It'll be the crew, won't it? I haven't got shooting. I'm an officer.
Okay. You can put a marine on there. Make a shooting roll for a marine.
Okay, hang on. I think one of them's got better shooting than others, don't they? Yeah, he does.
Okay. Now,
That's
even
an
though
area attack with a raise.
it is an area attack with a raise, which because canister isn't going to be bothered about scale things in this situation. The canister goes off. There is a massive boom. The birds that were sitting, quietly in their nests in the forest, occasionally watching what was going on, all flap up into the air, and there are screams and
Damage.
much damage is likely to be caused. You can roll damage.
Yeah, what is it?
It's normal cannon damage, actually.
Well, what's that? Off the top of your head, because don't forget I can't see the rifle.
3d6 plus 1.
3d6 plus 1. I don't know if the raise will work, so I'll just see what happens. That's terrible, isn't it?
That's not bad.
Now you can re-roll.
You might not need to. What's the average toughness of an average extra?
Yeah, that's true. 4, 5.
Yeah, there are some areas of red mist in the general direction of where you fired the canister.
It's okay. Well, in that case, I haven't got the cannon shot, but I can do the end result of the cannon shot.
Absolutely. And now, Fry and Josiah and Taris and Solomas can see there's still a little bit of movement over where Kralamos and his marines have just done a little bit of impromptu deforestation. But it's not much movement.
Staggering.
Do I get to go have a snack?
Taris is going to start moving that way to see if there's survivors that need to be taken out.
Well, there are a couple of survivors, yes. How long do you want to leave them surviving?
Nobody heard me. I'm about to go over and have a snack.
Okay. Well, do you want to go over and finish them off then, Fry and Taris? Well,
in that case,
do
I
that
won't fire the second canister.
we can have that as a quick encounter if you like. So
This is Kahana's idea of a barbecue.
it is rather, isn't it? So Fry,
yeah.
you just going for a munch then? I think that's a fighting roll.
Meantime, apparently, Benny for the Wilhelm scream.
Actually, before we eat them all, I want to, or kill them all, I want to check and make sure that these are red coats or whatever it is we're looking at or for.
Okay, well, give me a common knowledge roll.
If they're not, you're buggered now. Bit late,
Well, yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but...
Yes, these look like they were Kieran guards.
Okay.
So if you're going to, you're laying into them now then?
Oh, yeah.
Right, so there weren't many left, and Fry puts on a frighteningly efficient display of claw and harpoon work, finishing off the last of them.
Rana.
Well, nobody's going to run back and tattle now.
Hey, doesn't that new Kahana need feeding up?
That's true.
What new Kahana? Burp.
You didn't eat him as well, did you? So for
I just
successfully
come down my nose.
for successfully delivering the weapons to the Kieran rebels, you have all gained a point of conviction.
Yay!
Ooh.
We're the good guys.
You
Let's get the hell
are.
out of here before we get in trouble.
Now, Do you wish to see if any of the escapees want to stay on with you, or are you letting them all just join with the
Well, they've got
Kieran
two
Rebel?
choices. We're going that way, and this is what we're doing. They're doing that, and they're here. Which one would you rather be with?
Yeah, we're going to the Devil's Cross in the Flotsam Sea. If you want
But
to come
before
with us.
that, we're going to do a rescue mission to Toreth Car.
No, we're going to
Oh,
Flotsam
I
Sea
don't know.
first.
After a year, I'm not sure there's anything to rescue, but we can go look.
We're here. We're going to the Flotsam Sea. Then we could go, if we're still alive, we can go to Torethkar after.
You're not on that side of the Kieran Empire.
No, we're
I
not.
know we're not, but it's a nice big circle. We go there, pick up the last item, then we sail down there, and then we sail back down, don't we?
That is
Yeah.
such a long way.
That is, yeah. No,
look.
let's go ahead and where did
ship.
they land?
Yeah,
Let's ask
whereabouts on
these
Toreth Car
guys
did we
where they
land?
landed.
Right. He's not very good with letters and numbers, but Walleye, which is the name of the
It's only 102
Kahana,
inches.
says round there somewhere.
Right.
There's a bay there just past the Great Chasm, which is where they initially landed.
And then, not that bad.
So there. That is so much more sense than there.
Wait, you want to make sense?
No, it's called. Let's
yeah.
Well, let's face it. I'd rather go to the Flotsam Sea than back to somewhere where basically I get
what
cooked.
this is. I get it. You're scared.
It's got nothing to do with scared. My skin doesn't dry out and I don't dehydrate in the Flotsam Sea. I do in Torethkar.
Well, if none of you are trying to persuade them to stay with you, and you're just going to say, look, it's really dangerous where we're going, they're all going to go, yeah, we'll stay here. Thank you very much.
Okay.
So, Bakue, Dak, Harlan Hind, Lopan, and Marcel Dubois all leave you.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if we should go to Torethkar at all.
Where?
Torethkar.
That's not what he.
Just don't have the conversation in front of the.
Torethkar?
What's the car? Torching the car?
Torah.
So the Masakwani's here having a go at the
You
humans.
know the place
pronouncing their...
the Cloaker Mountains.
Yes, I am.
It's Cloaker Mountains all over again, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
a Cloaker
really
Mountains back. Yeah.
You foreigners coming in here.
What are you calling foreigner?
Mispronouncing our world.
Mispronouncing our worms.
You know, if you're not careful, I might forget that I'm definitely not based in any way, shape, or form on a proprietary monster from a certain other role-playing game that isn't part of the system reference document, and try sucking your brain through your nostrils.
Mm.
Okay.
But you're not. You're not based on that.
No, of course I'm not based on that.
You're a squid man based on David.
Davy Jones. That and the second Pirates of the Caribbean movie, aren't I? Captain from that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're not a mind flayer at all.
Because this was written first. Still.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
No, he got the idea because of the trailer of Pirates of the Caribbean. There's a sequence in the original trailer where the undead pirates are walking along the bottom of the ocean.
The second Pirates of the Caribbean movie is more than 25 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they had the 25th anniversary a while back, didn't they?
Oh, I'm so old.
Yeah, no, it was the walk across the bottom of the ocean that gave Shane the idea for 50 Fathoms. The actual Pirates of the Caribbean trailer, the trailer, but they were all the pirates as zombies were walking along the seabed, and he was inspired to create 50 Fathoms.
So old.
Mm. Well, so
that and full enough Waterworld, but
yes, a few more hours pass.
Sorry, carry on.
Go ahead.
No, apparently there's something called the Odysseus mix of Waterworld that adds back all the stuff the people cut. It's a fan mix made version, and there's there's something called Arrow Films. They've actually released it as a DVD, and apparently it actually makes the film a lot better because it explains a lot of the character background and has a lot more stuff when they finally reach dry land and stuff. So,
cool.
Well, shutting up now.
So a few more hours pass. there's a bit of cleaning up of the somewhat exploded members of the Kieran army. The Grail relics are all taken away by the Braven Rangers, and as dawn begins to break, you are able to set sail again. But there does seem to be some consternation as to where you should sail to first. The captain is at the wheel, so maybe it's him that'll be making the decision. But Kralamos wants people to vote. A tick for going to the Flotsam Sea first, a cross for going to Torath Kar.
I just sort of think it makes it, obviously it's there's obviously the role playing and the discussions involved, but at the end of the day, this is obviously helping the captain on what you decide. I have to work out to use it. OR.
Well, put it this way: after we going to the cross, the place we're going after the cross is Brigandy Bay. So
Yeah, at which point there's no point in rescuing these poor people who.
at which point there's no point in rescuing them because and we need to do a run on the cross when we are empty and have no cargo. Because it's going to be messy, very, very messy.
And of course, the ship is damaged at the moment. I will remind you.
And the ship is damaged. Well, you can get wood. You can get wood in the.
We could harvest wood at Torath Kar and fix it ourselves.
Tops of a car.
Torath.
Remember what happened last time we went to
Torath
Torath?
car. What am I saying?
I have no idea.
Last time we went to Tora, we nearly died.
That's pretty much true of everywhere we go.
Look, we already saw the guy got thrown in a volcano. It's not worth trying to save him now.
So I think the general consensus is people want to go to Victoria.
Victoria.
3 yeas, 1 no, and 2 abstains. So please have it.
Well, tell you what, the nearest place is.
Oh, we've now got 3 yeas, 2 no's.
That's for Flotsam Sea first. So at the moment, the vote is to go to the Flotsam Sea.
The vote is to go to the Flotsam Sea.
Even though the ship's not fixed.
We have 4 yeas for going to the Flotsam Sea first.
So what is it? Flotsam Sea first?
Yeah, the vote was.
Oh no! Now we have it's equal. 3 saying yay, go to the Flotsam Sea first, and 3 saying nay, go to Torath Kar first.
Well,
that means the captain decides the captain.
Victoria
decides
is nearer.
Well, head judge decide.
The captain.
Victoria. The thing is, Victoria's nearer. And once we do the Flotsam Sea, it's pretty much a no-go. But we have to go straight to the Flotsam Sea and out the other side. And the nearest safe port is Brigandy Bay. With a dry dock. It's the only dry dock port there is. It's the nearest dry dock port.
Your idea of safe and mine are not the same. Just saying, it's not relevant.
Brigandy Bay is 1 stop off of Bluth.
It is.
So,
Brigandy Bay is not exactly the safest place to go, you know.
I tell you what, I would really, really, really like to do, and I'm not going to do it, is I would love to actually go into the harbour at Kira and have a proper shipyard. But I don't. I'm nervous about going into the capital city of the place that we just delivered guns to. Right,
and then murdered a large number of their
soldiery. Yeah,
I can understand that. It would be rather brazen.
It would be rather brazen. So,
when we sail around the coast, we'll just repaint the name on the back of the ship. It's definitely not the Wraith.
But I mean, we've dropped off the guns, so why don't we do a hasty retreat from the Empire and go to Victoria and see what's there, and maybe they can fix the ship in exchange for a lift, and then we'll go to the Flotsam Sea. And
The guy
out of-
was brave
and I
enough
just
to
got
go
to
and
point-
tame Tureth Car. He won't have a problem with going to the Flotsam Sea.
and to be perfectly honest, right, the distance between us going from here straight to Devil's Cross depends on the progress of Book 6. Doesn't it?
No, because it's 5 books. You've got to get through 5 books before I have to finish 6. Don't forget.
All right, okay. So if we've got time, and Kev doesn't mind,
Besides which, after 6 weeks, one of you still hasn't created a character yet. So
is that me? That'll be me. So yeah, I'll go to Victoria. We'll go to Victoria, and I can create a character. So there we go. It'll work.
Okay. So Victoria it is. Time to sail, and let's just see how many days have we been at sea, or without.
For all 3, you mean?
Is somebody going to remember why we need to go to Victoria?
It's not called Victoria. It's called Vittoria.
Victoria, then.
Vittoria.
Well, you need to go there because, well, according to the Kahana that swam all the way up to the north of the Coca Mountains looking for help, Angus McBride's expedition has somewhat fallen apart. McBride himself went into the interior to try and cut the head off the tribe of red men that were assaulting Victoria. They're running low on supplies, and
no, I was hoping that somebody was going to remember the real reason. Right,
fix the ship.
Okay. No, I was thinking about who because he came from Earth, who paid them.
and yes, he did come from Earth, and they've probably got a carpenter that can fix your ship.
So,
Speaking of pay, I do need to put some more money on the ship's kitty. You've got another 5,000 pieces of 8, unless you want some of it divided out between you, Captain.
Well, we might all divide out because we can't buy cargo.
Righto. So, support your captain then. You're 15 days at sea so far. You'll start suffering from fatigue in another 15 days sailing time, but as you can carouse in a proper carousey place before then.
A carouse.
Which is another reason I didn't
eh?
really want to go to Victoria and then the Flotsam Sea, because unless Victoria's, we can't carouse in Victoria, can we?
You cannot, no.
No.
Well,
So basically, that was the point. That's why I wanted to go to the Flotsam Sea before we all suffered fatigue. But that's fine. Let's just all go. Let's go to the most dangerous place in the. Let's go to the most dangerous place on the planet when we're all fatigued, tired, and the crew's mutinying.
Right. Well, why don't we go to the pub in Timon then?
You got to pull into. You can sail down to Timon and go to the pub if you want. Of course you can.
Take them at the pub in Timon.
And then we can take away that excuse, and we can realise that he's actually just a self-centered.
Oh no, that is a very valid excuse for the record. That's why I wanted to get to the Devil's Cross. Because we got to the Devil's Cross in less than 15 days.
And avoid rescuing these poor people who cannot survive without our help. And let them die slowly of starvation.
Yes, and in the meantime, as opposed to stopping the Sea Hags who are killing the whole planet. Yeah, that's fine, man. Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I'm just role-playing my character. Pardon me for actually just,
voted for the Flotsam Sea. Excuse me.
Pardon me for just having to role-play my death wish and to defeat the Sea Hags.
Fine.
All right, so
what you've got to do is put salt on the Sea Hags and they'll die.
But a mere day's sailing gets you to Timon.
We keep a low profile because this is like,
Oh, you've said it now.
Absolutely. Now, since you're not suffering from fatigue, you only need a single night's carousing to reset. So, from the PCs, I will have smarts rolls from everyone, please, to see how well you restrain yourselves.
Definitely losing the plot. I keep clicking on the traits tab, wondering why it's not changing. Otherwise,
So,
it's
Look,
tragic.
I got frustrated when we got detoured away from the Flotsam Sea yet again because we're like doing good deeds. I have no idea why.
there you go. Look, Taris and Kralamos are both so frustrated that they get riotously drunk. So it's 2d6 times 5 pieces of 8 for most folks, 2d6 times 10 for Cray, because Cray is a bit of a lush anyway. And Taris and Kralamos are spending 2d6 times 10 pieces of 8. And, well, does anything else happen to them? Oh, that was
Didn't
a
work.
king for one of them.
What?
And Terrace is frustrated because nobody listened to her, so she's going to get drunk.
Did you say anything?
I wanted to go to the Flotsam Sea.
Oh,
I
she
don't
says a
remember
lot.
what you
Nobody
said.
ever listens to her.
Yeah. So it's 2d6
I
times
should
10,
also.
not 2d6 plus 10.
Oh, that's what I meant. Yes, so it would be 80.
Yeah.
I did. I typed it right the first time. It just didn't work. And so yeah, don't forget when she gets upset, she sets the ship on fire.
That sets the ship on fire, which you kind of want to watch out for that.
Did we get?
Well,
Did we get a share? Did we get a share of the money?
No, we didn't.
Okay, I don't need it to pay for the drinking. I was just asking.
I don't this time. round. Whoa, Solomus.
Isn't it 2d6 times 5? I don't know.
2d6 times 5 is what you spend.
I rolled 2d6 and times 10, that would be 50. So
Yeah, that's right.
I rolled about 20 on my smarts roll, so I didn't get roused.
Well, yeah, Kralamos, not only did Kralamos fail his smarts roll, he also drew the king of clubs, which means he, of the two of those that failed, is the one that has an encounter.
I'm glad I didn't roll much higher. I wouldn't have had the money.
And the following morning, when you're all supposed to be getting ready to set sail, as it always seems to be, Kralamos that's the one that's causing problems. Kralamos is the one that's missing.
Here you go. Anyone see Kralamos?
Yeah, he's about that
Yeah, I
tall.
saw
He's
him
got
big.
tentacles off his chin.
No, I don't mean what does he look like. I mean, where is he gone?
Did
That
you
way,
see that
pointing back
message?
towards town.
last place I saw him was in the pub. He was pretty like.
Back on the
well,
ship.
Oh, he's there. Wow. Those lyrics are disgusting, Kralamos. Where did you learn that?
This was last night still, because Kralamos is not in the pub.
Oh,
Yeah, you certainly heard the
body lyrics.
you heard the bawdy lyrics, but he never made it back to the ship.
We better find him.
I clothed? That's the question. I tied up, trussed up, bound up.
Okay. I'm gonna go on land and see if I can talk around to see if I can
Okay.
hear where he might have gone.
Okay, that's going to be networking then.
I'm on the ship nursing my
I'm locked
hangover
in.
with some
What's
tea.
networking?
Yeah,
What do you roll for networking?
Either persuasion or intimidation, depending on how you're going about it.
Hey, sounds like
I forgot
I've
about
obviously
my
muted myself
scars.
so they
Go
can't.
So, yeah,
ahead.
Are
you're-
there
So
any
obviously, I think I might have had an
At least to
interesting
get it
night.
so that I'm not going to make people run away screaming. Oh,
you
come
don't
on.
make people run away screaming, but you're basically asking around about a kraken, and all you get from people is there are a couple of kraken came in on that ship that was down in the harbour.
I'll go. I'll start asking about.
And Solimas is like, isn't that him over there? They say, pointing at Solimas.
No, the other one.
Okay, Solimas, you can ask around.
Get a free reroll, don't I?
You do get a free reroll.
Real reason to.
Dresden, head downstairs. I've been some very strange
Okay,
prisoner.
Solimas, a success.
Oh, I'm going to be.
You talk with a few people that are
Someone has a very
moving
strange
around
fetish
in the marketplace on the docks in Timin, and one of them says that he was there, early morning, just getting in some fish because he's a fishmonger. And he was getting some fish from one of the fishermen that had been out earlier, and he saw a kraken being he thought he was being helped by one of the senator's men.
Oh, okay. The senator's men, eh?
Mm.
Whereabouts was this?
Well, the senator's house is on the top of the hill near the fort, but it was over there near the end of the warehouses. And looking at it and knowing where Kralamos was out drinking last night, that would have been on his way back to the Wraith last night.
What do I know about Timmins?
Tell whoever's with me. It looks like Kralamos has got so drunk that he got taken in by the senator.
That's not good.
Rebellious but beautiful
Very not
daughter.
good.
Maybe we should go knocking on his door, see what's going on.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Maybe not.
Hey, have you got our drunken sailor? Hey, have you got our drunken sailor? Hey.
Follow through in his pants. He's a sailor and he's Scooby Dude now.
Oh, that's a bit of a relief. I was just reading up what I knew about Timmin.
No.
That's a relief. Be spying.
Okay. So you've gone back to the ship and said, it looks like Kralamos has got himself arrested or something from being so drunk.
It wasn't quite what you said, but yeah.
Close enough for government work, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'd best go get him then, hadn't we?
Why is it always me?
Because you keep failing your carousing rolls, getting drunk and shit happens to you.
No, this is the first time I failed my carousing roll for the record.
Well, okay. Well, the last one was you're the one that went searching for more trouble.
It was. I agree. I concede that one.
We should make sure whoever stays behind has the ship ready to make sail at a moment's notice, in case we need to leave in a hurry.
Well, last time we went to go visit somebody,
I'm going to have to be honest to him, aren't I? Though I'll tell him where we're going after the next two locations we're going to, and therefore I don't think we're the best choice.
You can certainly tell him that. Yes.
Yeah, I will.
Go on, what happens, Savik?
Yeah, the Fry is hesitant to go because the last time we went someplace, he tried to make a special deal.
I'm going to tell
Fry
you the
ended
next
up
three
getting chased out of
destinations.
town. So,
sorry, what was that, Fry?
I said Fry's a little hesitant to go because the last time we went and did one of these special smart talks, Fry got in a lot of trouble and got chased out of town. Literally,
He did, didn't he? Yeah.
Maybe you should be one of the ones that stays.
Let's make the
yeah,
party
I think Fry
paranoid.
wants to just stay back here on the boat and
People
prep.
are really good at persuasion.
Okay, so here we go. I will so as I sort of raise up my groggy head, notice how well I'm tied to the chair, look at the individuals dressed all in red, and tell them I'm prepared to tell you absolutely anything and everything, and then proceed to tell them that we're heading to Vitora, then the Devil's Cross, then on to Burgundy Bay, and then on to Bluth's Crown. if that's basically it.
Mhm.
Any other questions? I will spill beans on anything you want.
Right. So, Craig, you were saying about
Making sure the ship's ready to
making sure
go.
the ship's ready to go, and while the rest of you search Timin for Kralamos. As you're doing so, a rather officious-looking Mataquani wearing
But you really don't need to put that stick anywhere. I'll tell you anything you want to know.
wearing an official, a Kieran official's symbology, comes up and asks to speak to the captain.
Is he on board at the time?
I believe
Right.
Josiah is on board. Yes.
Of course. Just follow me. I'll knock. So,
So, Josiah, you're being knocked up in the morning.
rude.
Oh,
Can I
Oh,
tell the
and
captain who's calling, please?
I'm here on behalf of the senator.
A senator's messenger is here for you, Josiah. Sorry, captain.
right. So, and what does he want?
I have a letter to be handed to your captain.
He has a letter for you.
Right, great. So, what's the letter?
I don't know. It's addressed to you.
Right, well, read the
Well,
letter.
they make up words.
I'm not permitted to hand the letter to anybody other than the captain.
It's got
Well,
to go direct
I'm
to
the
your hands,
captain, so you
captain.
can hand the letter to me.
See, I thought this was a conversation with Craig going through the door before you'd opened it. But if you've opened the door, he hands you the letter, and does a little heels click together bow and turns to depart.
I'll escort him off the ship.
Can we read the letter before he goes?
You can certainly tear open the letter and read it.
Aye.
The wraith has been impounded.
What? How?
I
Why?
had to tell him everything.
What for?
Told him everything, didn't I?
Has somebody got a big mouth, have they?
According to this letter, the wraith will not be permitted to leave Timin until after you have visited the senator in his house. There is a matter he needs to discuss with you.
Have we got everybody on board?
The only person you've not got on board is Kralamos.
Oh, for crying out loud. And nobody knows where he is.
Nobody knows where he is.
I think
Yeah,
we've got a
Senator's
hostage
house.
situation.
No, I
think
don't want to
we
sit
take-
on the comfy chair.
Yeah, I think we've got a hostage situation. We can't just bugger off and leave him.
Let's go and get him.
So the guy that brought the letter.
That's footman dude.
So I take it the letter that you've delivered is about the fact that there's a hostage situation and we have to go and rescue him.
Nothing is mentioned about a hostage situation.
But have you noticed the sea chest in the corner?
Which sea chest is that?
The one that's accidentally got too much money in it.
That one. The official fellow, when you call him back, says that, be that as it may, I'm unable to lift the lockdown on your ship. That would be for the senator's doing.
I know that, but how about
Then we
leaving?
need to talk to the senator, don't we?
But you can't. You don't have to lift the lockdown of the ship. I was more like thinking along the lines of when you go back, you could accidentally leave the gates unlocked or something like that.
The gates to the senator's house.
Yes.
That would be most. Well, it wouldn't be very correct of me to do, and but perhaps I might forget to lock the doors. They would normally be locked at 9 bells, but were I to forget to lock the doors, I do have to go and do another check at 11 bells, and would
I'm
of course have
sorry,
to
I'm
lock them then.
confused. What door are we talking about? Is you're going to have to draw a plan on a napkin for me?
Napkin.
So what door are we talking about? By the way, do you know that
Can't spell.
we've got a bit of a problem? There is actually too much money in that chest there. You know what I mean?
Oh, he knows what you mean.
He told you he's going to have to go back and he's going to come back and check. So we've got a time window in which we can do what we've got to do.
Yeah, he's saying
I
he'll
mean,
make sure that.
you can see what,
Oh, hello.
you can see what we're heading for there.
Yes, he will. He gives you a vague plan of the senator's house and says that he will he will probably forget to close the kitchen door because the kitchen boy often unlocks it to sneak out to see a girl, and he'll have to have severe words with him in the morning.
Poor kitchen boy. I'm struggling to feel sorry for him.
Whoa. Okay. Interesting. I can't spell.
Probably
Lose.
using Talis. He tends to find bad spelling funny.
Passamaquoddy.
No, we're not doing that again.
Most encouraging.
Okay, so you have a rough map of the senator's house.
Okay.
The turncoat that you've created
In that
does
case,
note.
if that's okay, that's fine because that answer is fine. So I agree.
Turncoat we've created what?
Right, the turncoat that you've created has agreed to leave the side door open, but he also notes to you that the senator's house is effectively next door to the fort where the city guard are based.
Oh, bloody hell.
Thing is, if he just turned up for this meeting, there's nothing to stop them surrendering us. So I think we should go at a different time.
Well, when's the meeting request for? Does it say? I think the GM's on another
Sorry,
planet.
I'm responding to somebody else at the moment.
See? Planet. Planet Kev.
Oh, he's just having to work out
At
how
the
to
moment,
deal with.
he's typing, put all the big bits into the corner of the cushion.
He hasn't turned on that extension that says when you're whispering. It's
Yeah.
It's fine. I don't mind.
that card could have been quite useful. I'm annoyed you played it when you did. Well, hey.
Okay, so back to the ship. What was the question? Or has everybody forgotten?
I have actually forgotten what the question was. Oh yeah, what time was the meeting request for?
There wasn't a time. It was a.
Okay, fine. Well, that's no problem. We kill two birds with one stone. We send some people to the meeting and see if it can be talked out that way. If it can be, great, wonderful. If it can't be, we've got somebody opening the door for us later and we can figure out a more interesting method of getting to the bottom of our problems. Don't meet me with too much enthusiasm, guys.
I don't think I've been able to type a
No,
single
Fry's all
sentence
about
without one
alternate
typo.
methods.
Mm.
That makes perfect sense to him. Fry's all about alternate methods. So
Okay.
just tell him where to go.
Isn't that a bit rude?
Okay. So who's heading up to the senator's house for the meeting?
Okay, has anybody got better persuasion than a D4?
Solimas is really good at it.
Oh, for crying
Uh,
out loud.
Isn't Solomas the one who's been captured?
No, that's Kralamos.
Okay, fine. So, Solomas. Right.
I haven't managed to type a single sentence. Oh, yes, I did. One sentence where I managed to... 2 sentences where I didn't actually do typos, but in every other one, when you add a P to the word two, and it's only 2 letters, that's quite depressing.
Yeah. So you're topping someone.
Yes.
Okay, so Cray and Solimas, is the captain going up to the senator's house as well, as it was an invite for him?
Yes, I think. I didn't say I was going.
Oh, right.
I'm
so
not saying I
have to
don't
go,
want
don't I?
to.
you do,
but-
I
yeah.
have to go, don't I?
If it's anything to do with persuasion, I am not the best choice. I think I'd be better on the Plan B team.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well-
same here. Persuasion isn't my thing unless I can shoot them.
That's not persuasion. That's not how we do
If I
persuasion.
can't firebolt them, then it's no good.
Yeah, maybe you need to be reminded what persuading actually is.
So it looks like it's Solimas and
Just-
Josiah that are heading up the slopes of Timin to the senator's house. And as you're making your way up, you see Kralamos heading down.
Ooh, what? We're coming to see about you.
Nicely
I assume
put.
actually I did actually ask where the wedding dress was.
Yes, and there was a shop in town where it's being being
Right,
dealt with.
we need to head to this shop. We need to go head to the vicinity of this shop in town and kidnap the what's he called? Whose house have I
Senator
just
Ra-
walked off? The senator's
Senator
daughter. Before the captain of the guard comes tomorrow to take her to her wedding.
We're just about to break into his place to rescue you.
The chest containing 8,000 pieces of 8 is being... The senator's delivering it to the ship right now. We just have to go and kidnap his daughter.
What? Maybe you should start at the beginning.
So it's a kidnap job. Excellent.
We're being paid
Right.
by the senator to kidnap his daughter and taking her away from this island before the wedding tomorrow.
So she's getting into a forced marriage with the captain of the guard, who presumably is obviously for the Empire, and he's going to say, "I've decided to marry
Yes,
your
that's
daughter." You don't have any
exactly.
say in it.
That's exactly. Sorry, that link is exactly the one I was just trying to mention. Shutting up.
So he's going. She's being forced to marry.
I'm not talking about it in public. Obviously, I'm whispering this, and then we're walking down there. I'm not giving you the details. She's not to know about it, so we just got to kidnap her and take her away.
Wait, does she want to marry this person?
I obviously, as we're heading back, I think I will. That's what I will say.
All right, now it makes sense. So that's why. So he's a local.
I'm obviously quietly retelling it as we go. And when asked where to take her, there we go. Because I did tell him where we were going. That's why I was spilling my guts on where we were going next, because it was like, I really want to help, but at the same time, do you really want us to take your daughter to Torif-Kar? And his answer was, yeah. He made it most clear that she is not to know that we've been paid by her father to take her away. Just got to kidnap her, get on the ship, and sail away as quick as we can.
So she's going to actually think she's being kidnapped.
Yes. So I'll stun her. We need to do it quickly and quietly now.
Is she going to a dress fitting?
Yeah, she's having her dress fitted.
Yeah, you know she's having her dress fitted at the moment, and what Kralamos doesn't know, but you know, is that the door to the senator's house is going to be left open tonight.
Yes, I don't know that. But the senator's house is nearer the thingy words. If we just nab her now, we nab her now. Well, yeah, good point. Maybe I don't know that. You see, so. Well,
I was just saying that. Well, I might as well tell him because I was coming to rescue you. So the person that delivered the letter saying we were going to the meeting.
I'm glad you have played the card. Okay.
I bribed him to left the doors open.
In that case, that sounds like a better option, doesn't it? Then we don't. It's less public if we do it in the house tonight, especially as the senator's in on it. I'll turn around and walk back up to the. I'll turn around at that point, walk back up to the senator's house, and say, "Change of plan. We'll take her tonight."
Should we just do that? Should we just go into the senator's home, kidnap her?
Yeah, I'll just go back now because I've just left. You're not going near it till tonight.
For no good reason.
You go back to the ship. Wait for the delivery of the stuff. I'll go back to the senator and tell him that basically there's a change of plan. We'll take her tonight. I will. In the meantime, I won't let him. I won't tell the senator that one of his members of staff was prepared to betray him because it's an interesting situation. I'll just explain. I'll spend the day with the senator if that's okay, or in the house. And then, obviously, I'm already on the property, so I can stun the daughter and get her quietly out of the house. That's the new plan.
But at the moment, it's the morning, so you go back to the senator.
If I stay with him all day, it's more convincing, isn't it? Or if I'm a guest of the senator's, then it's easier because the daughter will come back, she'll be introduced to me, yada yada yada, and you know what I mean. It'll be less like. I'm more likely to be able to catch her unawares with a stun, mightn't
I? Well, the rest of you have got a day in Timin. Is there anything you want to do?
Not unless I think of a way to personally.
So first, getting paid by the father to kidnap the daughter.
Find a sailor to tell a story to about Squirry the squirrel, who goes neep neep neep.
That's all right. I'll just stay poor.
And then charge him £1,000.
How much food have you got?
How much food have you got? Take a check on the party sheet.
Yeah, supplies.
You have got 590 provisions, and you're using 29 a day at the moment.
I suggest you go and see if you can find an Earth elementalist who can and pay him a lot of money to cast mend on the ship. I can't actually say that as a character, but as a player.
Can we get the ship fixed? Over here?
Well, it would have to be magical, is what I'm thinking, rather because I don't think
have to be a mage. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will need. I think to find a mage in Kira, I mean, they'll have to be fairly powerful to not have been nobbled by the Spanish Inquisition and politically connected. So they're not likely to want to work with you. So I think we'll be having a persuasion or intimidation at -4 to find one that will actually be willing to work with you. Almost. Tell you what, I know Solomas is AFK. I will give him a persuasion roll to assist you. So, yeah, you head off with Solomas, and you're able to find a wizard that's willing to do it, but he's going to charge you 2,000 pieces of 8.
Which is okay, because that was the profit from the last trip, wasn't it?
5,000 was the profit from the last trip.
Oh, there. Pay the man and damn his impotence.
Oh, you have to pay him.
We're going to have to pay or something to get the ship fixed.
Unless you want to try persuading him down a bit.
I get a free reroll, don't I?
You do get a free reroll, but you already gave the success that was needed.
Oh, okay.
Unless you want to make a new persuasion roll to haggle him.
You can try and haggle him if you want to.
I'm going to haggle him, motherfucker.
Okay. He'll drop 10% on that, so it'll take you down to 1800.
Okay, I'm going to Benny that baby.
Oh,
Oh no, not quite the raise.
oh. You get a free reroll, don't you?
That was his free reroll.
Oh,
After
true.
that, you've got to keep spending bennies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll get a raise.
You're not going to get the raise.
Now,
Well, so it'll cost you 1800, but he will then cast the spell to fix the ship.
fix the ship, fix the ship, fix the ship. Nixie. That's what I couldn't remember earlier. Now I can see. Now I see. I remember her name. The character's name is Nixie. That's really what you want, isn't it? My brain's definitely going.
Where's it going? Do you know?
If it gets there, can
Not an
influence
arsonist.
mine,
What's
can it come back with mine? as well?
no. What's the word for somebody who really loves fire?
Pyromaniac.
Yeah, that's what you really want in your party, a pyromaniac sorcerer.
Yeah.
You don't need any more pyromaniacs. I'm already good at that.
I'm hearing a wacky tune to the theme tune of the Animaniacs, but with pyromaniacs as the whole theme in my head.
I mean, seriously, who would be silly enough to be a pyromaniac and take a pyromaniac at a party with them? Seriously.
That's the other thing that he gives you.
Oh, thank you very much. A duck.
Yes, a duck.
Ooh, that might change my next.
It's not even in orange sauce.
Yeah, the other bits it does is on the notes tab.
Oh no.
Performing duck.
Oh,
Always wanted to.
Okay, so around the middle of the day, a large chest is delivered to the wraith. And just as with the letter before, it must be delivered to the captain, and the captain alone, apparently.
What? Another letter?
No, this isn't a letter. This is a chest.
Oh, is it the chest for the brewer?
it's the chest I told you about earlier, I imagine.
Right, okay.
It is indeed.
That chest, I seem to recall, was for her, wasn't it, rather than us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, there are actually two chests. One is full of stuff. The other is a heavy, clinky one.
That's it. The clinky one's for us, isn't it? And the other one's hers.
Mm-hmm.
No, I have a small chest containing 8,000 pieces of 8 for her to start a new life. So I imagine the argument is you could argue that is technically payment for us and money for her to start a new life. So it really comes down to how honourable you're feeling.
Indeed.
Fortunately, I didn't have to give the word on how much we were giving her, so we're okay on that score.
This is very true. You did not. So I've put that straight into the ship's kitty for now, which is on the party sheet.
Well,
So
there you go. I will definitely pay the mage to fix the ship.
Surely
Do
he
you know
paid
something? Right, here's
some
a
of
really
it to us as well.
a slight piece of paranoia that's running through my head is I wonder if we should buy a whole cargo space of biscuits.
Mm-hmm.
Because the story that Walleye told us, if everybody is kind of wants to go to Victoria, I mean, is that going to be like starving refugees or something?
Well, he said they were running low on supplies, but Torres Car's got food that you can scavenge easily in it.
Not if the whole place is surrounded by being attacked by red men.
That might make it more difficult.
Just that you might want to take some food down there. What happens if we can't lift them all off?
You can.
We've already got. We'll dip into that. We've got a cargo space of provisions, but we will dip into that for sure.
Empty cargo spaces can be used to transport passengers as well.
Aye.
And
We might
thankfully,
have to,
unlike
or we
playing
don't.
Elite, they don't end up as meat at the other.
I think we've got enough food. 590.
Well, that's up to you. Do you want to buy some more food or not?
You buy an extra cargo space of food for 500.
Then I just need a networking roll from someone. As long as it's
Because
successful.
honestly, it's only they were making so much money. It's only 500, right?
Looks like Solomas might need to help you out because you're not doing very well in Timin. Oh
How
dear.
much for a packet of biscuits? You're joking. Is that a
Well,
biscuit tax?
looks like Solomas has come across a rather jingoistic merchant who has a thing against Kahana. And while Josiah's just about managed to arrange for a purchase, when Solomas walks in, that's it. It shuts everything down completely.
Is the Kirid and
Do
Gardner
you
thinking
mean
we're starting?
Kahana or Kraken?
So I mean Kraken. And
Yeah.
you get from the merchant, you get a "Do you know who I am?"
By the way, you know this is a place of revolutions and that. Maybe we shouldn't be asking for biscuits by calling them Garibaldi.
Possibly not.
You know.
And he goes on a big rant about how he is the uncle of the new captain of the town guard, and you are going to get run out of this place if you deign to set foot in his shop again, and he'll see to it that there is no shop in Timin that will serve you if you've got that kind on board. Filthy mages. Even though Solomas isn't in fact a mage.
Right, one of those.
What's the most we can travel in a day on the ship?
7.
7.
With a raise on the boating and
yeah, that's fine.
Some
that's
good
fine.
hot air from Taris, you can go 7.
I mean, we can get there too. We can get there. I mean, don't forget, we whiz across this map fairly fast.
That's fine. No, I'm just working stuff out.
The only thing that was concerning me was how many mouths there were to feed.
Okay, well, it's going to be 15 days till we get to Tour of Car, assuming we can move at top speed. After going to Victoria. Yep, I've just plotted out the route we will have to take to get to the Flotsam Sea.
You just said Tour of Car, and then
I think he means the Devil's Cross.
The Devil's Cross is going to be 15 days to the Devil Cross via Victoria, not including the time we spend in Victoria. I've plotted the route.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yes.
Now I know where you mean.
So why are you going by the key?
By the key, because we're not dropping the princess. We're not taking the princess to the Devil's Cross. And also, if there's enough. The other thing you got to bear in mind is if there's enough people in Victoria and they find out where we can't take on a load of refugees at Victoria and take them to the Devil's Cross because they'll mutiny and possibly kill us and overthrow the ship. Therefore, what we need to do is basically take the senator's daughter to AZK because she's feisty and she'll fit in there very nicely. Then we can drop everyone else off. They might not want to stay at AZK, so So we'll drop them off at Brigandy Bay, and then we can head up to Devil's Cross. So that's the route we're going to have to take, I'm afraid.
You have a thing about mutiny. Have you got a phobia of mutiny?
No, but I'm afraid I'm also honor bound that I would not take the princess, the senator's daughter, into Devil's Cross, and I wouldn't leave her in Victoria. Yeah, I wouldn't leave her in danger. So it's my code of honor. So that is the route we now have to take.
That's okay. The senator's daughter made us that'd be quite dodgy.
Oh, who are you playing? Who are you playing that on, Fry?
The senator's daughter.
Who's going to fall in love with you? Oh. Well, you've not met her yet, but we'll see how that goes. You can have a couple of days with her.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, we're going to be spending some time on the ship. We can get to know each other.
Yeah.
Maybe snuggle a little bit.
Oh, you're so cute.
Exactly.
I hate to say it, I don't know how old the daughter is, but she'll probably the love interest may more be like a big sister to a little brother or a mother to a son than a
It probably will
interest.
be. The senator's daughter is 17.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
How old is Fry?
Fry
kid,
has the
isn't he?
very young Kindred. He's got the very young Kindred, so Fry's about 8.
Yeah. So she
Aw,
might
he's got
adopt
his
him.
first- He's getting his
It's
first crush.
Anakin.
Yeah.
Yeah, his first
Anakin
crush.
was
Yeah.
8.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he?
Mm.
What is it with love interest and roleplay, Reese? We had a was she a gnome, Travis?
Yeah.
She played it on an Etin with 3 heads, and he was holding her up between his finger and thumb, going, "Your hair is really nice."
I will take you home and call you George.
Indeed. But anyway, so I'm afraid to say, because we stopped at Tiverton as opposed to go to the Devil's Cross, we're now 15 days plus until we can get to the Devil's Cross. Hope you're all
Indeed.
happy.
Oh well, I've got time. We've got
It was it was for you that we stopped here, I'll point out, because you wanted to make sure we caroused.
No, I didn't want to make sure we caroused. I said if we went straight to the Devil's Cross, we wouldn't need to carouse.
We'd be
But then
fatigued.
but then he had the encounter, so it's all his fault, really.
It is. He's just.
And you wouldn't have been going to Victoria if
He
you'd not
also
gone
said
looking for trouble.
if we don't go there, we're going to
He
get
asks, "Are
fatigued.
you an angel?"
Do you know what? Hang on, this is not
Good
such a
point.
mad.
This is all his fault. He's just deflecting it. Every single thing.
Do you know what? In a kind of weird mixed up way, this might be okay because if we go to the cross and we lose all the magic items, that puts the Sea Hags in a very powerful position because they'll have all the items that we collected. So we could head over
You want to modify it and drop everything we've already collected from Bluth's
at
crown.
Bluff and say, look, there's 3/4 done. We've just got to go and do the dangerous bit, you know? Because then if we fail, they've only got to go and do the dangerous bit, and they're still okay.
It's not necessarily a bad plan. So you're all apart from Kralamos, then you're all on board the ship, getting ready to set sail at a moment's notice.
There you go. That's the new route then. Ignoring the fact that it's going through the land there because I didn't have enough.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Let's do it. Drag. I can't remember how you had one in the middle other than doing it this
Neither
way.
can I.
Other than doing it like that, and then I end up having to drag that one back to there to get rid of it again.
Yeah. So, Kralamos,
I shall meet
You're
the
gonna be-
daughter.
yeah, well, I'm not going to set a dramatic task up on the actual combat tracker, but we're effectively going to do this as a staged dramatic task. The first round of which, or the first couple of rounds of which, only Kralamos can really be involved in. You need to, first of all, meet the daughter and, well, make her not think that you're there to kidnap her in many ways. So this is going to be, yes, that's all right. You've got a success there. So you meet her, you make small talk, you're introduced as one of her father's acquaintances. That was happening to pass through, and you're not going to be able to stay.
Yeah. Obviously, I don't have dress to kill, but I'm probably for the reasons I may or may not have broken and got them to ship up my Kraken Navy uniform.
That would make sense. But he says you're not going to be able to stay for the wedding tomorrow because you've said that you have pressing engagements elsewhere.
We're on a rescue mission, aren't we?
You're having to sail. You're just in getting provisions in port.
Indeed.
Right. And later that night, your plan is to stun her, I believe. I'll take that spellcast. No, that's because I forgot to take that off from when you played the card earlier. But
yeah.
Nonetheless, you have succeeded. As long as she fails her vigor roll. which she does. You have knocked her out.
Okay, and
Fantastic.
I suspect just to
So-
successfully carry her out of the place. If it's something else, let me know. But I figured it would be athletics, wouldn't it, to pick her up and get her out of the building and downstairs
It
and
would
out the place without causing any problems.
Yes, you're able to carry out. So far, so hoopy. It's looking good so far.
Ah, you get. Oh, mind
But
you,
since you-
let's see how stealthy I am. Yeah, you probably. Oh! That was survival, but it's the same thing.
That was survival.
It's the same
That's all right.
D4.
I have pennies as well, you
I
know.
know you do.
I've got lots of bennies. I think this is worth dropping loads of bennies on just to screw Kev over.
I'll remember that.
Oh, like you don't do it to me.
Of course
Oh,
I
look
do.
at that! He spotted you.
I have less pennies than you. And I wish I hadn't just spent them all, but there you go. Yeah, he spotted me.
Right. So you've got sort of to the first set of steps that rather than taking the long switchback road down as you would have to if you're cabin or on a wagon or something, there's a set of steps that go down between the terraces of Timin, and you've just got to the top of the first one, and an alarm bell rings, and it's a big bell which you guys all hear down on the ship as well.
Okay, in that case, whether I get a chance or not, I'm basically then, as I'm heading down the steps, I'm looking at the ground behind me. I'm going to use elemental manipulation water to pull up the groundwater to make the whole area a muddy morass of slow cumbersomeness to get me a bit more of a head start.
That sounds reasonable. Okay, so you've created some difficult ground behind you.
Yeah, and then I'll carry on wandering down the
Folks
steps.
on the ship, you have heard this big alarm being sounded up in the fort, and you can hear shouting, but you can't hear what it's about. What do any of you do?
Get ready, they're leaving hot.
Okay.
Obviously, this part of the plan said, obviously, in the alarm bell goes, send a couple of people running back because you know the route I'm taking. Obviously, we planned that.
Oh, I'm sure if you spend a penny, you can certainly change the narrative.
Oh,
so that
you
happens.
I'm sure someone can spend a penny to change the narrative.
I'm sure somebody can spend a penny to change the narrative.
You can take one of mine.
There you go, Cray spending a penny for you.
Well, Terrace has got like 8 of them, so I was kind of waiting on.
Yeah,
I
so
was
did I.
going to, but somebody jumped right in there, so to hell with it, you know.
Okay, so who's running into who's getting the ship ready, and who's running into the city
Up the
to
steps.
up the steps to help Kralamos?
You need somebody who's a combatant, don't you?
Hey, Taris is a combatant. Taris sets everything on fire.
Well,
Yeah,
Terrace, which would you rather?
I'll go fry anything that comes after.
Okay, I'll get the ship ready then.
Okay.
Fry can actually go in town because he can stealth away if he needs to afterwards.
Okay, so
So you
Fry,
and Fry will go and fry.
so yeah, Fry and Taris are running into town, but everybody else gets the ship ready. Then I would like. I now need boating rolls from those that are preparing the ship, and as the city guard, while some of them are getting stuck in the morass that Kralamos made, are approaching with muskets and crossbows and such like. Kralamos, Fry, and Taris.
So does Tara see him coming?
Taris will see them coming, so if you want to use spellcasting to blast them, you certainly can.
I'm going to hit him with Havoc and see if I can blow him back.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, obviously we don't want necessarily to be too hostile because we don't want, you know what I mean, the
No,
freak
I'm just going
natures
to
of
call up a big
wind
wind
and stuff.
and like,
Well, we're already on 3 successes for the task from Kralamos, mostly getting out successfully. That's another one from Taris, another one from Cray, so we're up to 5 successes. Fry,
I'm going to use my stealth, or actually no, I'm going to use my thievery to set up some tripwires and so forth to
Just
make them
thinking
fall.
tripwires.
Not to do any damage, just to trip them up.
I was
Yeah,
just
good
thinking
idea.
tripwires would be helpful.
And I've been whipping some of that mud into their faces, so now they're
Are they?
Oh,
distracted.
2 successes there for us. So that's taken us up to, we were on 5, that's up to 7 successes. Now, Kralamos, you're looking at, you know, she's quite liked, but she's kind of getting in the way of you trying to do anything too fancy.
I agree. I figured that, yeah. Which is,
I
yeah.
think athletics is your only option here, just to keep moving while carrying her around the senator's daughter. And oh dear.
Hello, Mr. Captain, sir. Oh, your common bomb
Yeah.
won't work here. He's not here.
It won't, because unfortunately Josiah's back on the boat, and that's not enough to get you back to the ship in that round, which means we're now in effectively a quick combat for Kralamos and Fry and Taris,
I
as
should
a
have saved
few
those
of the
bloody pennies.
a few of them actually get to you. We can have those on the boat can make boating rolls to get everything swung round and ready to go, but Fry, Taris, and Kralamos, it's quick combat now. Unless you want to.
Yeah, I'm going to call up a fire elemental to put between me and them.
So I haven't rolled yet, so I'm going to roll on boating to get ready to go.
Okay.
Another success.
You do. That's another success, putting you up to 8.
Well, all of a sudden, a fire elemental appears between us and them.
Yeah.
That's kind of startling.
Heavy rain breaks out as well, making their gunpowder wet.
Nice stuff. Now, Taris, unfortunately, you do end up in a little bit of a ruckus with a couple of the guards before the elemental gets rid of them. So you suffer a level of fatigue this round. And Fry, are you getting involved in the fight, or are you trying to?
No, Fry disappears.
Okay, so because Kralamos was fighting and spellcasting, I think what's happened.
Yeah,
there
she's
is,
good at that though. So she's good at that, so she's welcome to.
Oh, Kralamos also is spellcasting. So Fry.
I was elemental manipulating rather than.
Oh, I know you were, but that's still
spellcasting.
I know.
So
Yes.
Kralamos puts the senator's daughter down. And
well, yeah,
I'm injection. That's a bit extreme.
No. You see where I'm going. You see where I'm going with this, don't you?
No, I know exactly where you're going. I run out and ask her for help to get down to the bay.
Yeah, she's a bit woozy because the stun spell's starting to wear off now, and
and she's been carried around with her head hanging lower than her heart.
Yeah, absolutely. She's like yeah, the bay's this way, she says, and she's clearly. Yeah, she grabs Fry and by the hand and starts leading him to the bay because she's not quite sure what's going on. She's not got no idea what she's here, but this little kid has just asked for help, and her heart goes out to him. And so Fry, you're getting her down, or rather, she's leading you down to the bay. Kralamos and Taris fight off the guards that have got there, and you're now down at the docks. You need 4 more successes to get her onto the ship and get away. And as you get down onto the
okay, I'm going to stoke up the weather more than to make it worse.
Yeah, as you get down onto the docks, you hear the thunder of hooves, and a chap in burnished silver armor comes thundering down the road with a longsword raised, yelling a battle cry as he charges into Kralamos and Taris, who are fighting back against.
Well, is my fire elemental there?
Your fire elemental is there, absolutely. You can
blast him with one of his fire thingies.
Okay, so give me whatever roll. Well, give me the. I think it's an athletics roll for the fire elemental to blast, unless he's got shooting.
He's actually got it on his combat.
Then yeah, you can do that. You can do that instead of rolling something yourself.
It's the flaming strike.
Yeah, go for the flaming strike then, and that will be
Thank you, Bill. What did I could do with the bending right now?
It's a
flow.
The bennies flow, and that's a raise from the fire. So the fire elemental blasts a flame strike, which slams into the horse. The horse rears up, and let's see how well does.
As the horse rears up, I hit the rider in the face with a water burst.
Oh, nasty!
So just to make sure him and the horse do part terms.
Yeah. Okay. He's not having a good day at the moment, Captain Livis. And he doesn't actually have the riding skill, so it's going to be athletics at -2. And well, he keeps his seat, but the horse itself is panicking and starts riding away. So he's not going to actually get in to fight either of you. You do with the water burst. As you're standing still, ready to aim it, there is a shot from somewhere further up the street. One of the guards that
Yep.
you were fighting earlier does graze you with a crossbow bolt, Kralamos, leaving you with a level of fatigue. So Fry, Josiah, Cray, and Solomas, if you guys can get 4 successes on preparing the boat and leading the
I'm going to use some kind of my persuasional skills to get everyone getting the boat ready quicker. Give them a bit
okay,
of
sounds good to me.
egging the bastards on.
There's 2 successes there from Cray, 1 from Solomas.
Free
Fry,
reroll.
you get a free reroll if you want to go better. Oh, and look at that.
Hey!
Okay, so Solomas, you see Fry acting like a lost little child with this rather well. If you were human or Masakwana, she'd probably be quite pretty, but she doesn't have the tentacles enough for
Oh,
you.
one of them plain humans.
I know, and she, well, Fry's saying, "I need you to help me. I need you to help me." And you're saying, "Oh yes, yes, that's our cabin boy. Bring him here, young lady." And she leads him up onto the deck. And says, I found him just lost, wandering around the streets. And as you're having this conversation, Kralamos and Taris are pegging it up the gangplank. Fry, it's kind of down to you to finish off the scene now, as suddenly things start to get cast off, and the senator's daughter's looking around with a, but I need to get back. What am I doing on a boat?
I don't feel so good. I think can you take me and just tuck me in, because my tummy hurts really bad.
Oh, okay. Give us a persuasion roll at +4.
That'll offset some of my some of my I suck.
Look at that! You got a success. And then her heart just goes out to you. She's completely oblivious now to the fact that the ship's sailing off. And as she takes you, and you say, "My cup is this way. Can you put me in? Can you tuck me in, please?" And the rest of you can hear cannons starting to fire from the fort at the top of Timin as you start to sail away. And we will leave it there. And next session, we will come to the realization that the senator has, or the senator's daughter has, that she's all at sea.
I
That
think
was
the
fun.
cabin boy needs a pay rise.
That was very well done. Nicely done, Mr.
brilliant.
Mr. Fry. I had much fun. Thank you very much, guys.
Well, good night, folks. Hope you
Thank you
enjoyed
very
it.
much.
Night
Indeed,
all.
as always. Good night.
Fantastic.
I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. And well, we'll be back next week for more of the same. Same time, same channel. And the following Sunday, oh, he's obviously closing off. And the following Sunday, of course, we'll be back to spell jamming. And so I'm going to have a one-shot coming up soon. So the themed. Thanks very much, guys. See you then.